Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Redline Radio and home of our original studio. Now the home of Talking About Balls, the best show at Redline Radio. They have two convenient locations. East side, call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off of your purchase.
Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the old home for Talking About Balls, state-of-the-art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services has over 7 years of experience of taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, give Lisa a call today at 234-334-7547.
Voted #1 remote guest by all of America at Dynatech. Talking About Balls. We're here to tell you that Dynatech is the best. As testified by many satisfied customers, their diamond saw blades are the fastest cutting and longest lasting. Customer satisfaction is how they measure success. Their engineers are always available to help you troubleshoot and solve a problem on your job site. Dynatech is the only saw blade company recommended by the pavement marking manufacturing industry. Located in Elyria, Ohio, Dynatech is committed to being the top diamond saw blade company around the world. Their products include saw blades, abrasive blades, pavement marking blades, core drill rigs, core drill bits, high-speed gas saws, masonry saws, walk-behind saws, tile saws, other construction equipment. They stand behind their products with a warranty and customer service that keeps their customers satisfied and earns us the ranking of best in the industry. Dynatech. Contact Dynatech today, 161 Reeser Court, Elyria, 44035, or call 1-800-446-9001, or visit their website, dynatech.com.
Do you like NASCAR? Do you like collecting NASCAR items?
No.
Give Pit Road Diecast a call today if you want to go and purchase those awesome looking cars to add to your collection. They specialize in all the current and past, living and dead, NASCAR diecast and or model car kits. For all of your diecast needs, call 216-355-2347, mention Redline Radio, and receive 10% off your first in-store purchase.
If you want to remember the good old days where you had internet to do your radio show, throw it on a t-shirt. Call Incredible Keepsakes. T-shirts, cups, binders, keychains, you name it, Incredible Keepsakes can make it and customize it for you. The official merchandise provider for Redline Radio LLC and all the show hosts. Call 440-242-9648 or go to their website, www.incrediblekeepsakes.com. As Diane would say, cherished moments are made to last forever.
Are you remodeling your bathroom, kitchen, need new windows?
Need a new desk for two show hosts?
I was just going to say that, but I'm so glad you beat me to it, because you know what? Wiggins Construction Home Improvement does everything you need them to do. Residential and or commercial. Give Will a call today, 440-731-7654. And of course, tell him that Team Redline sent you.
I talk a lot of smack here at Redline Radio, and you know what I'm not worried about? Getting some bad juju. That's karma. But you know what is great juju? The band Bad Juju. They're the official band of Redline Radio, covering all your favorites from the 80s and 90s. To book Bad Juju, call Chad Moon at 440-458-0209.
I'm going to jump ahead to this one because I love Ohio Wheelman Series. They race cars. They're quick. They're fast. I haven't watched them yet, but I did see a video last year when Dave was showing it on Facebook, and they look pretty fun. Premier Stock Car Racing Series in Northeast Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. Redline Radio is a proud sponsor of the Wheelman Series. Remember, we are still looking for 2024 sponsors. No better way to get your company logo on some of the fastest cars in the state. Not to mention, local racers are some of the most loyal people when it comes to supporting our sponsors.
If you're throwing some old rickety chairs out the window and one of them happens to hit the sidewalk and you put a crack in it, call ACS, Affordable Concrete Solutions, LLC, to come by and check it out. Call today, 440-714-1987, or give them an email, affordableconcretesolutions.llc@gmail.com.
Is your car broken down? Can you not start it? Is it not running? Do you have a tire that's flat? Give Tuffy Auto Care a call today. It's more than just a slogan. At Tuffy, we stand behind our work and promise it'll be done right. Period. Or guess what? They're going to fix it for free. Tuffy is located at 649 Leona Street in Elyria, Ohio.
If you're looking to put on a Bob Marley album and not get arrested for the things you're doing while you're listening to it, you're going to want to go to Puff and Roll Vape and Smoke Shop. All legal all the time. Your one-stop shop for vaping, CBD, and Kratom in Elyria, Ohio. Your favorite local smoke shop located at 464 North Abbey Road. Contact them today at 440-444-4443, not 420. Ask for Dave or Dan when you mention Redline. You get 10% off your purchase.
It's going to be getting cold here shortly. We're coming off a very hot summer, but is your AC not currently working? Are you afraid your heat's not going to work when the weather turns cold? And I'm going to power through that one because that's what we do here. Give Sensible Solutions HVAC Services a call today, specializing in service, maintenance, repair, and installation. 440-985-8387.
That wasn't because Kyle couldn't read. It was because he was cold. He was shivering. So he's going to have to call and get his HVAC serviced. All Pro Freight Systems, large order freight shipping located in Northeast Ohio. One call hauls it all. All Pro Freight System located at 1200 Chester Industrial Parkway in Avon, Ohio. Ask for Matt, 440-933-2222. They can haul away your old chairs if you want to get advertising with the station. Get a hold of Dave at 440-503-0828. For all of our programming information, you can go to www.redlineradiolllc.com. Check out Redline Radio LLC on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Want to take Redline Radio on the go? Download the Redline Radio LLC app at the Google Play Store. Ladies and gentlemen, the morning starts now. It couldn't be worse for Browns fans. The season is just about all but over, and we're going to talk all about it right now. Of course, this had to happen on the show day, so we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. I am Justin George, joined as always by Kyle Price and Timbuktu.
I feel like I'm out of picture here. Just get over.
We're here.
Good. No, good.
Doesn't matter. Does anything matter anymore? I couldn't be more
today.
depressed.
This fucking bullshit.
This episode is called The Mourning because I literally feel like somebody died. Like, this is my 9/11.
And I miss my Uncle Child. Yeah.
This is it. This is the saddest day of my life.
Comparing it to 9/11, really?
Yeah, and I didn't know anybody in 9/11. It didn't really affect me. It was in New York. It's a long ways away. You know, even Flight 93 and Pentagon, still far away, didn't really affect me.
Got it.
This affects me. So, yeah, this is my 9/11. Yeah, I'm fucking bummed. We're going to talk all about it. Obviously, everybody knows what happened today if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. Or if you live in Cleveland in general, then you got the news, I'm sure. So we will talk all about it. Even though we're here to celebrate a victory, that's the weirdest thing. It's so fucked up. Rob, what's up, Mike?
What's up, Rob?
Great. Took me a second. My neighbor, his Facebook name is also Michael Bradley, so I always get fucking confused when I see that. And now that like takes me a second to go, oh, that one's great. This one's my neighbor, Mike. What's up, man? Robert, what's up? We'll talk all about it. We're definitely going to talk about it.
Kicked in the balls.
Adam, what's up, dude?
Is kind of what it feels like.
I feel worse than that. I almost feel like if somebody was like, "Hey, Deshaun Watson can play for again," and you just have to get kicked in the balls a couple times, I'd be like,
"Oh, I would
go.
Absolutely sacrifice
Steve-O that shit."
We won Sunday, right? I mean, that's something to be happy for.
We won Sunday, and then we lost today, even without playing a game.
It's kind of
mine's probably not going to show up again because I picked a great color.
Oh, you assholes!
We're not doing it. We're just showing them.
Mine show. You're kind of no, it doesn't.
You could see the label at least. I have this week. I'm going Forbidden Apple, and obviously it's talking about buzzballs. The Browns won. I couldn't be less excited to celebrate right now, if I'm being honest.
I went to peach fuzzballs. I mean,
I had never tried the golden apple or forbidden apple, so I went for it. I heard it's good. I've heard good things.
My first tequila buzzball.
I think you're really gonna like it, dude. Honestly,
I saw tequila, and it was one of those things where I figured you need.
I like the original margarita better than I do the strawberry one. Oh, Robert had himself a weekend in Vegas. Huh?
Robert had a very blackout week.
That sounds about right.
That's the blackest he ever got, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say blackout for a guy who pretends to be black. So kudos to him.
One night where I looked into Robert's eyes, and there was nobody behind those eyes.
Is there ever though?
Sometimes,
sober or not.
That's how I feel after I drink my liquor.
That's how I feel right now. There's nothing behind these eyes.
We are a bunch of depressed and sad.
Show tonight. I really am, dude. I'm fucking bummed. Like,
I honestly, we were talking before the show started. I looked at that thing, the post. I thought at first, I shared it with you right away.
Yep.
Then I'm like, I'm getting trolled, right? This is fucking lie. Like, Justin's gonna snap back and be like, dude, that's a bullshit account. Yeah, that's a bullshit account. There's no way. And I'm like, no, I'm looking and everyone else starts to fucking chime in. Everyone's chiming. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, here we go.
The worst thing about it is that it came out of nowhere. As the three of us talked before the show. Yeah. Deshaun Watson was undergoing an MRI for an ankle injury. Excuse me, an ankle injury that after the game on Sunday, yes, he left the game in a walking boot.
Did they say it was an MRI for the ankle though, or they just say he's getting an MRI today?
They just said he's undergoing an MRI.
Vague talk.
Right. But I'm saying like the fact that they didn't even, you would have never guessed there was an issue with his shoulder.
We all assumed it was the ankle because of the boot after the game.
And then when he said on Sunday after the game, he's like, yeah, I'm playing next week. No problem. I was like, okay, no worries. He'll have an MRI. He'll probably barely practice this week because of his ankle.
Yep.
And then Sunday, we're fine. They're going to shoot him up and we're fine.
He'll go out there and he'll fight through it like he did. I mean, that man, you could tell the man was in pain at the end of the game. We thought it was ankle pain because that run he broke away from and ran for like 15 yards.
In multiple times in the second half at least. So those of you that don't know, they're alleging that in middle of the second quarter, give or take, is when Deshaun Watson suffered the injury to the shoulder. He also suffered an injury to his ankle before halftime. That's what left him. He left the game a little early or left the half a little early to go into the locker room. And he returned and ran a bunch of times. Second half, he threw 14 of 14, led the game-winning drive to get us into field goal position, made some incredible throws, beat arguably the best defense in football, depending on which website or statistic you're going off of. And we upset the Baltimore Ravens.
That 2nd and 13 throw he made to Cooper over the middle to get that like within 3 yards of the first. Fucking amazing throw.
And
but
then
only in one place that Cooper could catch it.
To wake up today and, middle of my work shift, the text comes in, that news that he's out for the year. And I was like, what?
It makes sense why the 40 bridge was really slow this afternoon. I think a lot of people were just jumping off of it.
I don't blame him one bit. It was sad. Man, it's just such a fucking bummer. He was looking so good. And that's the other thing too, is like there were so many haters and so many people that just wanted to see him fail. The fact that he was starting to succeed was really like a good, middle finger to people that are haters. And it just ended abruptly. And now all those haters that's the other thing too, is like, I'll never fault a player for having injuries. Like that's just how it is. And the fact that so many people are celebrating him being hurt shows that they're a bigger piece of shit than anything you can accuse Deshaun Watson of being.
You can't predict injuries, right? You can only hope for the best. Like you made the trades you made this year, hoping the fact that he'd be healthy the rest of the year. You had a rookie backup. You had a journeyman backup back there as well. And now it's like, okay, he's hurt, he's out. We next man up mentality. That's what it is, right? What gets me is the people who continuously just always play Monday morning quarterback after all these trades have been done, and they keep talking about, if we had Dobbs this, or we had Dobbs this, or Vikings got him for whatever $2 million, and we could have. Who cares? He's not on our team.
And also on top of it, the other thing too is like Browns fans liked early in the season, especially they liked to try to compare Watson to Baker Mayfield, because early in the year the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were playing really well, and Baker was like 3-1 or something at one point. And I told everybody, I said, compare the schedules. Like you can't just compare a player. They're on two entirely different teams that had two entirely different circumstances lead that way. Same thing with Josh Dobbs. Everyone's telling you, oh, Josh Dobbs, we should have kept him. He looked so good in those last 2 weeks. If he were with the Browns, he wouldn't be getting playing time because Watson would have been playing the last couple of weeks.
Correct.
We also didn't play the fucking shitty Atlanta Falcons. We didn't play the shitty New Orleans Saints like the Minnesota Vikings did with Josh Dobbs. We had to play the Baltimore Ravens, who at one point were considered probably the best team in the AFC, depending on who you ask last week.
Yeah.
Deshaun went out there, won, dominated in the second half, and fans are still going, we should have kept Dobbs.
Dude, I never left at the end of the game last week. I never felt after a Browns game as pumped up as I was. Like just the, not even just the Watson play, just the fucking smash mouth football that our entire team came to play with. Some of those fucking hits we had on people. Tillman taking out the linebacker.
I wouldn't know.
Watt diving
Rightfully
across
so,
and knocking
Tim.
the dude on his ass.
You helped us win, buddy. Don't you ever forget that.
The best one of them all that we don't talk about is the fucking hit to knock Jackson out of bounds like 10 yards on the sideline.
Yeah, that was a really good hit.
Fuck him.
And it was just, I don't know. I'm really bummed today. I wanted to come in and fucking celebrate this win, do a talking about buzz balls, but of course this fucking news is devastating. I'm with Robert. I'm really not that worried. I know, Kyle, you texted me today and even you said
beers. Well, I mean, maybe.
You texted me today and you were like,
yeah,
DTR, really?
Yeah.
And I look at a couple things over the last few years with Kevin Stefanski as head coach. we've gone through a good amount of quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield was obviously the starter when he got here. Baker Mayfield had some issues. It was a COVID year. We ended up going with Nick Mullins for a game, who looked fine for a guy who came in like off the bench, basically. Yeah, I agree, Adam. The other thing too, though, is we're 8-4, and according to Cleveland fans, which I must have been in a fucking coma, and I missed all these great years because 8-4 is goddamn great.
It's horrible.
But according to Browns fans, because he didn't put up 50 touchdowns in those 8-4 games,
it's because he's getting paid $230 million that he needs to be 10-0 or 12-0.
And again, back to how stupid Browns fans are. Look at the Los Angeles Chargers. I keep wanting to call them San Diego still. Look at the Los Angeles Chargers. They just gave Justin Herbert a max contract last year. They're paying him a shitload of money. What is he doing for them? They are probably not even going to make the fucking playoffs this year.
I'm curious what local sports talk says about him.
Yeah. A few years ago, the San Francisco 49ers made a massive trade to move up to get Trey Lance. The Jets traded up to get Zach Wilson. All these quarterbacks were traded for, but because they're rookies, nobody wants to talk about it. That's still a massive move for your franchise, and they were busts. Nobody brings that up. But because Deshaun Watson was accused of some things off the field, everyone's celebrating right now that he got hurt. It's fucking insane to me. Aaron Rodgers, we talked about this before the game. Aaron Rodgers was traded for and has a huge contract with the Jets. He played 3 snaps, I think, before getting hurt and missing the entire season. And not one media person was going, well, this looks like a bust and one of the worst trades you're ever going to see. They immediately just went, oh, man, Rodgers, we hope for the best. We really hope he can make a quick recovery. Deshaun Watson gets hurt. All the media posts are about how horrible of a trade it was. You know, he's only played 12 games for the Browns in his 2 years. Most of those were not his doing. He was suspended, you fucking idiots. You can't hold that against him. Would he have played more than 6 games last year had he been allowed to? Yes. So you can't hold that against him. But the media will do anything to try to tarnish his name. And it is what it is. I don't care. I don't respect the media. The fact that multiple Cleveland reporters asked Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski about Josh Dobbs today shows they're fucking idiots. Josh Dobbs is a bum. I like the guy. He is a bad quarterback. There's a reason he's on his like 16.
He's a genius, but he's a bum.
He's a super smart rocket scientist, literally. He is a genius, but he is not a very good quarterback. He is what he is. Do you guys out there, any of you Dobbs fans, quote unquote, do you actually think the Minnesota Vikings are going to the fucking Super Bowl with Josh Dobbs? Or is he just a stopgap replacement for Kirk Cousins, which is exactly what he is? The second Kirk Cousins is healthy again, assuming he's still on the team, Josh Dobbs will not see the field.
He's a Pro Bowler, man. Don't talk to him like that.
Who, Josh Dobbs?
Yeah.
Apparently he's all pro. He's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I must have missed that.
I'm like, is that the all pro quarterback for the Vikings?
And then you have guys like Daniel Jones gets a huge contract in the offseason. Played hurt.
Talk about somebody who's not playing at a contract.
Missed the entire season now with a torn ACL. You have so many quarterbacks. Even Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow got a huge contract in the offseason, started off really slow. The Bengals just lost again on Sunday. There's a chance the Bengals don't make the playoffs, but Joe Burrow just got a huge contract. Is there one media outlet writing an article about how bad of a contract and how bad of a franchise decision that is? Nope, because he's not A, black, and B, because it's not the Browns.
Also, because no quarterback right now has a fully guaranteed contract. Watson's the only fully guaranteed contract.
And even
that's a sticking point for some people, right? Even though it's less money than these quarterbacks who sign newer contracts since they are, it's because it says fully guaranteed. That's where people get hung up on, right? But we don't want to talk about the money that other quarterbacks are making it's more money than Watson's making, even though it's not technically fully guaranteed. Then we don't care about that.
It's because the media out there, they look at that word fully guaranteed and they act like he just is like, they act like the other quarterbacks aren't making all their money. His suspension was absolutely his fault. Because he didn't give himself the punishment, Jory, is probably how I would say that's not his fault. When Sue L. Robinson gave him a shorter suspension and then Roger Goodell extended it, that's not his fault, is how I would say that it's not his fault. He was accused of things that have zero proof to them. So again, if he's suspended for a few games like Ben Roethlisberger was, that would have made sense. But turning it into 11 games, and I'm just saying, holding it against him is saying as if he missed that game with injury or he sat out on purpose. Holding that against him, it wasn't his fault that he was not on the field. He would have been on the field.
Here's the measuring stick to this is the fact that if he really didn't want to play because of the money he's making, right? I wouldn't have come back in after halftime in the Baltimore game. I would have
No.
like, dude, I can't. My arm's killing me. My ankle's fucking broke. I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna sit on the sideline and let you run the second half because
Right.
I'm in too much pain and I value myself more than that. No, the guy came out and played with a broken fucking shoulder. I feel like Kurt Angle broke a freaking neck out there.
He did.
But
Hopefully he doesn't get addicted
he
to
went out there,
painkillers.
right? Pert Kirk, best guy ever. But anyway, so he went out, broken shoulder, went 14 for 14, 125 yards and a touchdown. Put us in position to win a game. I get it. I agree. I know that he wasn't the only reason we won. I understand our defense kicked fucking ass on Sunday, but he got you in that last drive, which we haven't had in Cleveland and God knows how long. A guy who can confidently take it down the field and put us in position to win the game.
How was Baker Mayfield's fourth quarter comeback attempts as a Browns fan? Truthfully, few and far between. They usually ended up with a huge interception or something like that.
He had a couple, but nothing that's like crazy. I mean, the one against the Jets when he came in when no one knew who he was. Right?
Yeah,
that was big for him. He's had one, I think, maybe two this year for the Buccaneers. He's had a couple others for his Brown career too. I get it, but it's not. You didn't trust him. Every time that Baker got the ball in the fourth quarter, like 2 minutes ago, we were all on the edge of our seat.
Yeah.
We're all like, okay, we believe in him, but let's not be 100% confident. Watson protected the ball, right? I get the interception beginning of the game.
That was just a great defensive play. There's nothing you could do about that.
Did you see the interview or whatever in the sideline where he went to the sideline and he told his coach, "Are you fucking kidding me again?"
Yeah.
Like he's like literally it's like the same fucking thing happened again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just one of those things where my respect level for Watson after Sunday went up. It's just unfortunate that he's hurt. I'm okay with whatever. It's again, like Robert said, it's not our fucking money. I don't give a shit.
And again, it just goes down to the fans that complain about the contract or the fans who those are the fans who don't really, they're casual fans. They don't actually watch football. So again, like we said earlier, they don't realize the contract that Joe Burrow got. They don't realize the contract that Justin Herbert got. They don't know the contract Daniel Jones got. They probably don't know who Daniel Jones is. They have no idea. They just look at Watson because they're a Browns fan and they go, oh, that's way too much money. But if they actually knew sports and they knew football, that's what quarterbacks are making nowadays. Look at Lamar Jackson's fucking contract. These guys are making great money. What has Lamar Jackson done for the Ravens? A couple playoff appearances. That's it. I'm sure he has an MVP, but what does an MVP in his trophy case do for your team?
What gets me too, though, is that this money that's not guaranteed for these other quarterbacks, like a Burrow or a Herbert or a
They're
Jackson.
They're going to get all that money.
Yeah. It's incentive based, but those incentives are very attainable. So they're going to get it. So they're going to get more money than our boy Watson's getting right now.
100%. And again, Andrew Berry is playing chess while the rest of the league plays checkers. When he gave Deshaun Watson this contract, he saw the uptick of the cost it will take to have a franchise quarterback. What did he do? He paid Deshaun Watson. What started happening right after? Other quarterbacks started getting bigger contracts than Deshaun Watson. Andrew Berry just beat them all to it.
Other stadiums started changing their name.
Yeah, the Bengals literally had to sell the naming rights to their stadium to pay Joe Burrow.
The
Browns didn't have to do shit.
They'd have to pay for Kenny Pickett, but we know that's not going to happen.
The Steelers just changed theirs because they're stupid. They don't understand what's going on. They just looked and they're like, I don't know, Cincinnati did it.
We're sure.
And then the Browns lost First Energy as a sponsor. So they're like, I don't know, everyone's changed their names. We should probably just do it too.
The Browns are like, we don't need a name. We just have
the Browns are like, no, we're
Stadium.
good. We have plenty of money. Like, we're not poor
Cleveland
like
Browns
the Bengals.
Stadium. But here's the thing. So at the end of the day, folks, we are out Watson. He's done. We have DTR. I think, and we all understand, I think it's come out that the ceiling, they feel, the coaching staff feels, is much higher for DTR. Let's hope so. The guy has, like Robert said earlier, more than an 8-hour notice or a 4-hour notice that he's going to be playing. He's been on the sideline as a backup or a third string playing, learning how to read defenses. He even came out and said, look, next time I play, I'm going to be prepared. I've read defenses. I now understand what I need to look for when I'm practicing. I now understand the speed of the game. I went out there. He got a very rough welcoming to the NFL, basically.
Yes,
it
was.
Good defense.
It was unfair. You could say unfair.
I would definitely. That's as I think.
I won't say unfair because
it was a murder.
I won't say unfair because it's the NFL. Like Deshaun Watson could have all week practiced, went out there taking the first snap, and it could have been like the Colts game.
Yeah,
and then he gets hurt and he's out for the whole game. So then DTR has to go in and play anyway. It's not unfair. That's just life in the NFL. Sometimes unexpected things happen. That's why a lot of backups, they'll always say, like, I prepare as if I'm the starter every week. And nothing against DTR. Again, we played the Ravens that week. The Ravens on Sunday, when we met them, they showed a stat. The Browns are 1-2 with the Ravens in almost every defensive statistical category. The Ravens defense is fucking great.
Yeah.
And DTR had to go out there and face them in his very first game, in a game without Nick Chubb. We had no security blanket behind him. The kid was kind of fucked. but there's nothing you can do about it. That again, that's just at the NFL.
I assume some of the bonehead mistakes he had too, like the passing the ball out of bounds, or
I hope
stuff
that those
like
are
that.
out of his system.
I would hope those are kind of out of his system now, right? So I'm just curious as to what happens here. I'm really excited to see the fact, and the other thing with him too that I really like is that he's quick release. Like Watson's a hold on and let plays develop down the field,
right?
Because he wants to get the ball down the field. He's a quick release. It's a 2-step, 3-step throw, and that's going to be beneficial, especially when you have Watt coming at you on the right hand side. And if he doesn't, he has legs. He can run. He can break the ball down the field if he needs to. So I'm curious to see what Stefanski draws up for him, because I'll be honest, over the what we're not talking about is over the last 4 or 5 games, Kevin Stefanski just bought himself another contract, I think.
No question about it.
And that's another thing people like to bitch about too.
Jory, to your point, I understand what you're saying. I understand we traded for Deshaun Watson, but also we currently have a playoff caliber team. We have one of the best defenses in football. So obviously those draft picks didn't make a difference in the building of our future. Andrew Berry knows what he's doing. Those draft picks, would you rather have 3 random guys on your team, maybe an offensive lineman or a D lineman, and no quarterback right now? You would rather have no quarterback? I mean, I get it. Today, we don't have a quarterback, but leading into, let's pretend it was yesterday, are you still going to make that argument? You'd rather have 3 draft picks than Deshaun Watson, who was 5-1 this year for us?
Do we get a first round? Is it next year our first round's back, or is it the year after?
Next year is our last one. We gave up 3 years of
2025 is our first year ever having okay. And that would be still at that point, we'd still have 2 years left of Watson, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I get the draft picks. I'm just comparing the money, strictly money.
If you're not in the top 5, draft picks are a roll in the dice, right? And
100%. Unless
you nail someone in the 3rd or 4th, like we have a couple times. We found some diamonds in the rough. We found some. Everyone wants to say, "Oh, you get Brady in the 6th round." That doesn't always happen, right? But we find some people.
Few and far between.
Unless you're in the top 5 of the NFL draft, you really don't know what you're getting out of a player. Even then, sometimes those players are bust. Trent Richardson.
We don't want to talk. We took Jedrick Wills in 2020. Or 19, I'm sorry, 2019. Everybody and their brother hates the guy for whatever reason. He was a 1st-round pick. We took DeJuan Jones this year in the 4th round, and DeJuan Jones is a stud. Martin Emerson, another great call by you, Robert. Martin Emerson, not a 1st-round pick. There's talent. JOK, not a 1st-round pick. You can find talent in other rounds. I don't know why. Again, Browns fans are just obsessed with 1st-round picks. They act like
because that's all we're used to getting.
They act like it's gold. And then again, back to Jory here. Where have I missed this run of 1st-round picks that have been dominant for the Browns? We've had maybe 5% since 1999 have been good.
I think Myles Garrett's your last proud one.
Myles Garrett was great. And then we got Denzel Ward, who's good but can't stay healthy. A stud but can't stay healthy. We took Baker Mayfield. Obviously, we know how that ended. We took Jedrick Wills. We took Greg Newsome, who's good, not great. That was his first career interception on Sunday.
So you got Garrett. You got Denzel Ward. Those are 2 good ones. You talked to him. Courtney Brown.
Bust.
Baker Mayfield. Not a bust, but he's not here anymore.
Average quarterback.
Brandon Whedon.
Bust.
Trent Richardson.
Bust.
Justin Gilbert.
Bust.
I can keep going.
Johnny Manziel. Bust. Brady Quinn. Bust. Joe Thomas. Finally one good one. Tim Couch. Bust. You have all these draft picks, and these guys sucked, and everyone's like, wish we had those 1st-round picks back instead of Deshaun Watson.
Oh, here we go. Ready? Okay, Greg Newsome, good guy. Jedrick Wills, debatable. Ward, okay. Baker Mayfield, still debatable. Njoku, that was not a 1st-round pick. Sorry.
No, he was. Njoku was. That year we took 3 1st-round picks. We took
Jabril Peppers,
Myles Garrett, and David Njoku.
Corey Coleman,
horrible bust.
Cameron Irving,
horrible bust.
Danny Shelton,
bust.
Jenny Manziel,
bust.
Justin Gilbert,
bust.
Barkevius Mingo,
bust.
Brandon Whedon,
bust.
Trent Richardson,
bust.
Phil Taylor,
bust.
Joe Hayden, good.
He was a stud.
2010 though.
Absolutely.
Alex Matt, stud. 2009. Brady Quinn,
bust.
And same year we drafted Joe Thomas.
Yep, 2007.
All-Star, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, great draft pick. But again, I said 5%. Maybe.
Cameron Wembley. We're gonna keep going.
Cameron Wembley was a bust.
Braylon Edwards.
He was good, not great. Average wide receiver.
Kellen Winslow the 2nd.
Same thing. He was a good tight end until he started having obsessions with old women.
Jeff Fain.
I agree with that, Jose. Tim Couch was actually a really, really good quarterback. It was the worst situation. William Green was a bust.
Gerard
Warren, big money. He was a fucking bust.
Courtney Brown.
He was good, but I mean, if you take a running back in the 1st round, you better have like a Pro Hall of Fame, not a Hall of Fame, but at least a Pro Bowler. And Willie Green had one good game.
Now we're back to 99 with Tim Couch, which we agree. Tim Couch was a great quarterback.
Stud.
Could have been a great quarterback.
To me, the no-brainer number 1 overall pick was Tim Couch. The
So
Browns did
since-
not fuck that up. They just fucked up growing him.
Since 99,
McNabb
we've
might have
had
been.
1,
McNabb
2.
would have gotten killed here. You know it.
He was mobile though.
He was, and he would have. Those legs would have fallen off. He would have been running so fucking much.
We've had 28 first-round picks since 1999.
Yeah.
Out of those 28 picks, maybe 5 of them have been okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's a low percentage, but Browns fans, like Brandon said, great point. Draft picks are all Browns know. Pain, suffering, all Browns know. That's why they're panicking today. They're freaking out because they just think, woe is me. We're the only team in the league that had an injured quarterback. I named him off already. Aaron Rodgers. I fucking hate the Jets with a passion. My friends are Jets fans. I want nothing but suffering for them. However, the Jets lost Aaron Rodgers in the very first drive of their season, and they were more hyped than any fucking team in league history. They lost Aaron Rodgers right away. And did they fucking cower and tuck their tail between their legs? No, they still go out there and fight every fucking week with shitty Zach Wilson. So if
And
they
a
can do it,
good defense.
we can do it. A good defense. Their offensive line is fucking trash. Our offensive line is pretty damn good. Their quarterback
They're hot
situation
and
is
cold, but
trash.
they've been better lately.
Yeah. And then our quarterback situation is questionable. I won't say it's trash. I don't really know what we
Could
have.
be trash after Sunday. We'll let you know.
But the Jets are still fighting. The Jets are still winning games. I mean, they're not great, but at least they didn't give up. Browns fans are just giving up today.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where you can either be sad.
Yep.
You can put a blanket over your head and go jump off the bridge if you want to, or we can say, look, we're 6-3.
Yep.
We're in the driver's seat to a playoff run. Whereas right now we're currently the 6th seed.
Right now, our goal is just get to the playoffs
Yes.
because I think our Super Bowl window closed.
Are we forgetting that
unfortunately.
we have the easiest remaining schedule right now?
I haven't.
Some people have.
With PJ Walker, who fully admitting is not a good quarterback. He has 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. He's not a good quarterback. He's a
Typical Browns
turnover
quarterback.
machine. He still went out there and won games. We were this close to beating the Seahawks with him. We beat the Colts with him. We beat the Niners with him. We beat all these teams with PJ Walker, who sucked. And Browns fans are
I
like,
think he was
"Nah,
just
sucks."
a figurehead in that position. I don't think he beat the Niners.
I just mean quarterbacks. Get
We
the
just
wins,
needed somebody
unfortunately.
behind center to catch the ball.
I don't agree with the adage, but quarterbacks
You might be
and
Black
wins
Rob.
are connected. Robert says he never gives up. I believe. I mean, I'm with Robert. All I can do is go out there. I want to watch Myles Garrett dominate on Sunday. I want to watch us destroy Kenny Pickett. I want Myles Garrett to win Defensive Player of the Year. There's still many goals that can be achieved this year. And then next year, you're getting Deshaun Watson back. Next year, you're getting Nick Chubb back. We're going to have, albeit, sorry, Jory, not a first-round draft pick. We're going to have draft picks where we can bring in some talent for this team again. We're going to have cap space where we can bring in some veterans. We can make some moves. This team is not dead. This was a 5-year deal with Deshaun Watson when we brought him in because they plan on building. This is just a stepping stone.
Without even thinking, just say a name quickly that you would want. A veteran quarterback out there we can sign tomorrow. Who would it be? Go. You're thinking too much.
I mean, I have to think of who's available. There's not many.
The only person I think that would make sense to me is Nick Foles or Matt Ryan. That's it. Just because
Matt Ryan's arm is dead. He led the league in turnovers last year.
so
I don't
then
want
Nick
him.
Foles.
Nick Foles.
He would be a Band-Aid situation.
Here's a name.
Okay.
Cam Newton.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
With this offense, all we need him to do is to run around a little bit.
I feel like that meme that woman who's like, no. Well, maybe.
So I look at it in 2 ways. Our offensive line, as we agreed earlier, our offensive line is not great.
Do you think he'd come play though? Is he in shape?
No, we're not getting any of these guys.
Okay.
We're going to be bringing in a guy off of a practice squad for sure. But you need
Even if DTR shits the bed next week or this week.
they'll just go back to PJ Walker.
Oh God.
There's not many options mid-season.
Any listeners out there feel like suiting up for the Browns next week? Go for a tryout?
Robert says Flacco. Flacco is a statue. With our offensive line, Flacco would get destroyed. He can't move, and our offense just isn't built for a guy like Joe Flacco. Nick Foles, I mean, realistically, he's been out of the league for what, 2 years now or a year and a half?
Yeah, but he's someone who could
No, I understand.
quickly
I'm just
pick up
saying.
this offense and then go out there and he has a quick release. Has a decent arm, good arm strength.
Yeah.
He could make the plays. He'd be better and more productive than a PJ Walker, I think.
I mean, possibly. Yeah,
Robert,
Tom-
fucking wish.
Actually, that's the name I should have said first. Tom Brady. That's a good call.
How much of an ego trip would it be to be like, Brady, look, we're going to give you like $1 million, right? Just come here and win us a Super Bowl, and then you can forever etch that on your fucking...
Brian Hoyer's on the Raiders, Jose. He's still in the league.
He's
And this is another thing I want to tell Browns fans really quick, because there were a lot of really dumb ones on Twitter today that were saying Ryan Tannehill should force a release out of Tennessee and sign with the Browns. I saw another guy say that Andy Dalton should do the same in Carolina.
No. Did you see the Gronk interviews today?
He said the same thing about Mac Jones.
He's like, Mac Jones should go ask for a release because he's getting disrespected by Belichick and just go sign with the Browns.
Gronk, I'll let slide. He's dumb as fuck. Browns
I think he was
fans,
high as fuck.
however, I need to just break down. Here's some NFL rules for you guys. Some people may not know this. I thought it was common. After the trade deadline, no matter who you are, once you don't get released, you have to go through waivers. So Brian Hoyer, Ryan Tannehill, Andy Dalton, Mac Jones, whoever, they would not get released. They would have to pass through waivers, which means every team has the opportunity to take
and
you.
There's going to be teams that sign.
And there will be teams that would take those guys. So there's no chance the Browns would get these guys. So to just say a guy should ask for his release is just
the only chance.
It's outrageous.
Only people we have a chance at are people who are not on the team right now.
Exactly. We can only look at free agents.
Like Tom Brady.
And there's one guy who, at this point, I say, fuck it. Roll the dice.
Kurt Warner.
You have to sign him off a practice squad.
Oh, is it the dude that played for Kevin Stefanski?
Carson Wentz.
Is he on the 49ers practice squad right now?
The Rams.
Oh, Rams.
Carson Wentz is on the Rams practice squad. Matthew Stafford is healthy. All the Browns have to do is sign him off the practice squad. However, what that means is you put him on your 53-man roster, so we'd have to release somebody or send a guy down to our practice squad.
Down the practice squad. Yeah.
I agree. I think we could get away with a move like that. So I would not hate if they brought in Carson Wentz. It's not ideal.
Do you think the front office is just going to see what happens Sunday to make any? Obviously, they're going to. What's that?
I heard on the radio today they were talking to somebody who said that Wentz is on the practice squad, so we could get him. That's what I heard. I didn't look.
I thought he was in a practice. I thought he was too.
I thought he was on the practice squad, so we'd have to put him on our 53 because whoever it was, I listened to so much talk radio today. I don't remember who it was, but somebody said
too much 85.
I only listen to Rizzo. When Rizzo goes off, I change it. But I forgot who I was listening to today. But they said that Carson Wentz is on the practice squad because Matt Stafford's healthy now, so they don't have him active. I don't think, unless maybe he is. Maybe I'm wrong.
He's currently on the Rams, but I does see here is he on the practice squad? As of 6 days ago, he's in the practice squad. I didn't know if they moved him up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'd have to look into that. He might have been active for last Sunday because he was playing with Matt Stafford out.
They put him back down the practice squad.
Now that Matt Stafford's out, he's going to go back to the practice squad. So I wouldn't hate bringing him in, let him sit for this week. Like, you just got to do what you got to do against Pittsburgh. Let him learn the offense, maybe get acquainted with some of the guys. But that would be who I would go after. If we're going to take a practice squad quarterback, that's at the top of my list.
Get him probably for cheap.
Oh, I mean, you just get him for like league minimum. Whatever he's making with the Rams right now, you get him for that. Well, he is right now, but they'll probably deactivate him for this Sunday because Matthew Stafford is back, and that's when the Browns can poach. So
and he only got activated to be like the third man on the roster.
Yeah, Stafford didn't play on Sunday, so they needed him to come in.
Who's the Rams backup right now? It's that
forgot his name.
Rookie, right?
Yeah, it's a rookie. They drafted the kid out of Georgia. He's their backup, right?
Oh, that old man. He's older than Stanford.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I forgot what's his name.
It sounds like Stafford, kind of. It's similar to that.
Bradford? No, it's not Bradford.
Fuck, what the hell is that kid's name from Georgia? It doesn't matter. He sucks. But Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
he's old as fuck.
He's very old, but I think he's on their team unless they cut him. I remember they drafted him in like the 4th round, so I assume he's.
I do like that idea. I'm just curious to see what happens Sunday, and then we'll see where they go.
I just can't imagine the Rams are going to be holding on to 4 quarterbacks because if I'm not mistaken, they have a backup, Stetson Bennett, and then they signed Carson Wentz as insurance, but now Stafford's back. So I can't imagine they're going to hold 4 quarterbacks.
No, and I can't imagine you'd keep Wentz as your 3rd string.
Philip Rivers is he's coaching a youth team in like Alabama or something like that.
Someone said that in the way to hear. I was listening to the radio. Someone was like, "Yeah, go fucking sign Philip Rivers. He needs the money for all his. It might be
his oldest kid who he's coaching. His kid in like high school or something.
He needs the money for all his damn kids.
Yeah. So no, unfortunately, Philip Rivers is not coming to Cleveland. We're going with what we have. This is it.
Andrew Luck, he's kind of out there.
Andrew Luck hasn't played football in like 8 years. I don't think he's ready to play.
What's Eli Manning up to?
He's doing the Manning cast, and I think he likes it quite a bit. So at that rate, let's just call Peyton too. Fuck it.
Have them both try out. What's the worst could happen? Just 10-yard passes down the field. That's all.
And then one more thing I wanted to kind of harp on a little bit was the fans that are obsessed with blaming the Browns for not having Joshua Dobbs, as if that would make a fucking difference. Again, hear me out. I implore any Browns fan out there, tell me one team in the league right now with a franchise quarterback who would be fine if their franchise quarterback got hurt. Yeah, Kaepernick's available. I would take him. Let him come in here with those socks about hating the police and shit. That would go over really well.
Actually, it would.
Oh, Stetson Bennett left for personal reasons. I did not know that.
Yeah, his AARP card ran out.
Yeah, his World War II vet buddy started dying, so he was like, oh, I gotta go hang out with him. But hear me out.
I think the laughing faces meant he was joking, Robert. But then again, it's Jory. I'm not quite sure.
Robert's getting into it. He's like, dude, I fucking love Kaepernick. Let's go. Because this black guy stick
I think-
together, right?
I think Robert-
right, Robert?
I think Robert's kneeling right now as he's saying this.
He is. He's fucking burning the flag. He's doing all that shit. But yeah, for the fans out there that were obsessed with the Josh Dobbs take today, and even media are saying Andrew Berry.
I can't believe our media asked him about a backup quarterback that's on our team.
Crazy
That's
to
wild.
me. I don't understand the love for Josh Dobbs.
Was it Grossi?
Grossi was one of them. Daryl Ryder was one of them. A bunch of guys that I don't respect in this industry. But again, I ask any Browns fan out there, tell me one team in the league who could lose their starting quarterback for the year today and be fine.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know. I'll wait.
Give me a second. I'm thinking here.
Because here are some quarterbacks that have gone out for the season right now and how their teams are doing. Let's take a look. The Colts lost Anthony Richardson. Gardner Minshew's in. They are maybe a 500 team.
Hold on. Titans are doing okay. Tannehill's out.
Are they doing okay?
Well, I mean, 50-50 right now.
Aren't they 1-2 with Will Levis?
1-1. 1-1.
No, he's played. He lost to Pittsburgh.
Then
they just lost on Sunday.
He won the first game he played. And then he lost. Oh, did he lose on Sunday too?
They lost to Tampa, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I picked Tampa.
Yeah, so Will Levis is not off to the greatest start. And yes, he's their backup technically, but they drafted him to be their future starting quarterback. So that's little bit of a different situation. But I'll hear your take, and I will then trumpet and tell you that you're wrong because Will Levis is not off to a hot start.
Trump into this. This is not
just the word.
Okay.
The Dallas, do you think would be better off with who's their backup? Trey Lance, right?
Who? Oh, yeah.
Or it's Cooper Rush, I think. But
and Cooper Rush is bad.
But again, I'm not looking for a guy to win you a couple games because we have that on our roster. We have PJ Walker who can win some games.
Patrick Mahomes backup.
I don't even fucking know.
It's not Henny still, is it?
I think Henny retired, I believe.
Huh.
You can't say Dobbs is on the same level as Walker. He's at least that's not what I'm saying, Jory. I'm saying, do you think we could win a Super Bowl with Josh Dobbs as the quarterback is what I'm asking, because Browns fans today are acting like you can. Do you really think Dobbs or Walker makes that big of a fucking difference with our future for this season?
I mean, we'd still have the same.
Maybe we would win one more game.
Maybe he has one less interception.
PJ's a rookie, right?
Who? PJ Walker?
Yeah.
No. He's been in the league for a few years. He was in the XFL for a year.
A couple leagues, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the rookie that started this year?
DTR. He's starting on Sunday again.
Okay, yeah. That's who I would rather take the chance on him.
And that's exactly what the Browns are doing. The Browns are in a position where they took this kid because they trust his talent. They evaluated him. They believe that he's a good quarterback. And now with our season kind of back up against the wall, you have nothing to lose. They're going with DTR because they're going to finally see what this kid's made of. You're either going to find out if this kid's your future backup quarterback or if you need to make a different decision next year.
I say take the chance on him. I mean, I think we should definitely take the chance on him. One, he understands where he messed up, like you guys were saying earlier. He watched the tape. He got to develop. Like, you got to give him a chance. We gave fucking Brandon Whedon a fucking basically 2 years.
Different regime, Tim. Different regime. I understand.
Brandon Whedon can't find himself out of a flag right now. Just think about it.
Brandon Whedon, he got those 2 years, then he had to retire for old age. That's
right, exactly. But he was trash then. Like, he was.
No, absolutely.
He was absolute trash. Like, I hated Brandon Whedon from the first time I heard him say "hut." Like, like, he was terrible. But I respected that they wanted to ride with him because that's who they trusted. And as much as I hated it, I agree with the Browns for going with who they felt was their best because they were trying to develop something. They were trying to make something grow. Give people a chance.
I agree. I mean, this game's not going to be easy. You're going up against one of the better defenses in the league. They create turnovers like crazy. I think that's why the Browns are like, fuck it, DTR, we're going to find out what this kid's made of. We're going to let him play against these guys because, again, we have no other options.
2000 Baltimore Raven football where our defense carries their ass.
You just went to Vegas. Yeah. This is the hand we're dealt, everybody. Play it.
Wow, nice one, nice.
You like that? That's how you put shit together. That's all your boys right there. They're all in the comments right now. They're there too.
A lot of them in here today.
They're all still hung over, so I'm going to throw a little Vegas pun in there. But But no, but the Browns fans that act like, Andrew Berry deserves to be fired because they claim we don't have a good backup situation. What team in the league has an elite backup quarterback where you're like, okay, if our starter goes down, we're fine.
Yeah.
Like the Jets currently have the number 2 overall pick that they drafted, backing up a guy that they traded for multiple first-round draft picks, and it's a shit show. And Browns fans are like, Andrew Berry needs to be fired. This is a disaster. No other teams are like this. This is a Cleveland Browns disaster. It's happening to other teams. Look at the New York Giants. They gave Daniel Jones that huge contract. Their backup is fucking Danny DeVito, and they just got blown out 50-10 the other day.
I really wish Danny DeVito would actually play as a backup quarterback.
He honestly would probably do better than Tommy DeVito
He
at
would
this point.
be fucking hilarious back there.
And then, I mean, again, you can go around the AFC, the AFC North, look at all these teams. If God forbid Joe Burrow goes down, do you think the Bengals are going to be like, we could still go to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl? No.
I think the Steelers are the only team that have 3 quarterbacks on the same level as their quarterbacks.
I don't even agree with that. Mitch Trubisky's the best quarterback on that roster.
And he's the 3rd string.
He's a backup. He's a backup. Mason Rudolph is the 3rd
okay,
string.
right.
Mitch Trubisky's the better quarterback there. That dude at least has proven he can have success in this league. Mason Rudolph is a fucking bum and he's racist. And Kenny Pickett has tiny little hands and he fucking sucks. So that's even Steeler fans are completely against him right now.
Yes, it would be far more entertaining. I'd like to see him throw football over the line.
Dude, I would love watching Danny DeVito back there. He'd be throwing Jersey Mike subs instead of footballs to everybody.
I'm going to that game. I gotta watch that game.
I'd be there in person, dude. I'd be there with a
the only time you'd be a receiver out there.
All right.
Give me a sub. Give me a sub.
But again, guys, this is just how it is. And as Adam pointed out, Walker was good for those games, but Walker is a turnover machine. We're hoping that DTR doesn't do the same things he did against Baltimore. This is the hand you're dealt.
Which, to be honest, I mean, being against the Steelers, which I feel like it's always going to be tough anyway.
Devastating part of this news today was going.
Hold on, can we take a break? Can we just do our buzzball to have like a break?
Yeah, we need to get this buzz going.
I was just about to ask the same thing.
I need to have.
We'll come right back to this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Shake them if you got them. Get it out. Hashtag talking about buzzballs. The Browns did beat the Baltimore Ravens in a major, major upset on Sunday. I have Forbidden Apple.
I have peach balls.
And I got Tequila Rita.
And also, really quick, I want to mention on the side here, I noticed this today for the first time. Shout out to Buzzballs. Women owned. Love that. I absolutely love that. I'm here for empowerment. I love that shit. Give me a second. You guys know how this goes with my fucking fingers.
I almost broke my fucking nail. I talk about women owned. God damn it.
That's all they think about.
That's probably why, because they're small hands.
They even crack the fucking. They're so tiny.
They thought Kenny Pickett was going to be opening these.
Kenny Pickett could open these. He could fit his whole hand under there.
Here is to one of the greatest wins I've seen the Browns have in years.
That I called.
Yeah,
I called it.
We all did. We all picked the Browns last week. And as always, if you're doing it with us at home, we all say it all at the same time. In 3, 2, 1. Talking about
Buzzballs.
Bottoms up.
Oh God, it's very peachy.
I can barely tip my head back. This fucking cord, it's so tight.
That was definitely the best one I had.
I like that Forbidden Apple. That tastes like apple juice.
So peachy.
You're a tequila guy though, so I knew you'd like that one.
It's like a
perfect.
It tastes like a peach cologne.
Who the fuck goes around smelling like peaches, Kyle?
Who doesn't?
When I
Who
do
doesn't?
my own time, don't you worry about it, okay?
That was delicious, actually.
The aftertaste is better than the initial taste. I'll give it that.
For sure.
No, for the peach one, the aftertaste was way better. Like
the
the
initial taste, you're like, what? It's so
Getting
flat.
it down is a little rough, and then you're like, okay, it's growing on me a little bit.
Yeah,
Usually when
that
you
one
eat your mouth,
was
it does
good.
grow on. Never mind.
That one was the best I didn't had.
I knew you would like that one.
Yeah.
All right. That's a fucking good one.
Now that we got the victory out of the way, great win, Browns. Let's get back to talking about shit.
Yeah. Again, this is just what we're gonna have to do. The Browns went out there and won. They look great. Team effort. And that's the other thing too. It's a double-edged sword. You have Deshaun Watson, who has looked good at times, and he's looked bad at times.
Dude, that first quarter of that game on Sunday, I'm like,
he started off like 0 of 9. He literally did not complete a pass for his first
like, what
9 passes.
What are we doing here?
It looked like it was going to be an inevitable blowout, and he turned things around.
What's up, Don P?
And we were still
Pizzle.
able to come out with the win. What's up, Don? And that's what makes me think we could win with damn near any quarterback. And again, I go back to what I was talking about earlier. I squirreled myself. I lost my own train of thought.
Squirrel.
Not yet.
Yeah, right. Not Justin. Baker Mayfield. We ended up playing with Nick Mullins for a little bit last year, Jacoby Brissett, and then Deshaun Watson this year, Deshaun Watson, PJ Walker, DTR. We bounce quarterbacks around. Kevin Stefanski is a very good head coach. I think it's time to officially. Can we all agree on that? I know you made the comment about him getting a contract extension. I think it's fair out there that we can all agree that he is a good head coach.
He absolutely has solidified a next contract for him.
Correct. I agree with that too. The video looked cool, Robert. For whatever reason, I don't know if you need to clean your fucking lens off a little bit, but that video is grainy as shit.
Yeah,
it was very dirty.
It's the Android to Apple I don't know.
No, he posted it on Facebook, so it just makes me think that his phone was dirty. So I'm just going to call him out for that.
He doesn't know what he did the first 4 days before.
Yeah.
That. Anyways,
clean your lens, Robert.
So the little real quick, so we get a quick BS segment, right? So we did go to in Vegas. We were gonna.
Oh yeah, we were gonna do that first. So we're done talking about Deshaun Watson for right now. The injury. We're moving on to the BS time. Now we're gonna talk about us because I had to get the news out first. We had to talk about that.
So real quick, I'll just go over I was in Vegas for the last 4 days, whatever. Some of us were in Vegas for 9 days. Jory, I don't know how you survived.
He came back a different man because some of his takes today have been a little outlandish.
Clearly. So. But anyway, so we went to Vegas for golf for the MGA, Mediocre Golf Association. Good times always. Wife went, friends, all their wives went too. It was a good time.
You don't take sand to a beach, bro. Don't you know that?
Well, you've met my wife, so
yeah, I know you weren't going alone.
She's not going. I'm not going without her, but that's all right. We have a great time. Every time I love hanging out with her there. But with that said, we
went to get some pussy tonight.
Yeah, solidify it, you know. But we went there and we had a great time. So I will start from the end though. But we were looking for something to do on Sunday, and the Strip is a mess. Obviously, with F1 coming in this week.
Yeah, I heard about that.
A lot of shit was locked down. Roads were already blocked off. So
I heard you can't walk anywhere.
No, and even taxis can't even get into the Strip right now. So we wanted to try to find something to do. So we just Googled some random bar that's like maybe 2 miles away from or 5 miles away from where we were at. And we show up, and I'm not shitting. You walk in, and you thought you were in downtown Cleveland. Like the bar itself is just a all around, all the time Cleveland bar. Had Ohio State, had Browns, had Cavs, had every like different stadium from old and new.
No shit.
It was everything all Cleveland. And you walk in there, and everyone that's there is either lives in Vegas, originated from Cleveland, or just visiting Vegas, and they're from Cleveland and are just visiting for the weekend.
Clevelanders travel, man. And Cleveland fandom is big.
It was a great time. Like when we scored touchdowns, the entire bar went crazy. When they kicked the game-winning field goal, the entire bar uproared, everything. It was a fun time. But to back up from that, so the other thing in Vegas outside of golf was my wife cleaned up at the slot machines. She found a slot that she loved. I say slot, not slut. She found one that she loved, the Little Shop of Horrors.
You are the slut that she loves.
I know. She cleaned up. She would not leave this machine. Every time I walk over, she's like $300 up, $200 bonus, $300 bonus. Like she could not believe how much she was winning. She didn't go. I mean, I couldn't either. I'm like, we walked out of Vegas up money, which is rare.
Yeah,
and it's rare to do that. But the highlight of the weekend had to be the roulette night that we did, and Jory was part of that roulette night. So last year we started the tradition. We start at one casino. Everyone throws $20 in. We go put it down. It's like 160. Put it down and we pick a color.
On one pick.
One color.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we all decide black, red, whatever. The first casino we hit. Everyone doubled our money. So we walked down the street, went to another casino. Everyone threw $20 in again. So we're like, all right, let's do it. Another color. Boom. Hits again. So then we go to the next casino. We're like, all right, fuck it. Let's go 40. So we walk in. Everyone does 40. And we have like, I don't know, 400 or 280 some dollars in the middle, right? The dealer's like, are you crazy? Like, okay, everyone at the table's like, holy shit, okay. People at the bar were like, at the roulette table, like, we're riding with you. We're doing it with you. Like,
ride or die.
We hit again.
Okay.
So now at this time we have $580, I think. And then we went to the next casino. And that's where it went downhill. We lost.
That'll happen.
And then we lost again. And then we lost again. And then we went back to the one casino right before we get back to our original casino because we did like a loop.
Yeah.
We won again.
Hang on. Robert said we was on fire.
He's
going with that little blackness right there. Yeah. I like that shit, my dude. I like that. He's even typing in Ebonics. I love it, baby. Let's go.
We basically, we did that. We got back to our casino. We lost. We ended even. We didn't win, didn't lose.
Okay.
We ended even, but it was the experience that counted, right?
That's a fun thing to do.
That was just fun to do. And then it was the highlight of the weekend. Outside of golfing, kind of mediocre, which was the goal, I guess. But
kind of the courses,
the golf courses were beautiful. I think I posted a picture online of the one tee box I teed off on. You can see the mountains in the background.
Yeah.
But I had a blast. We'll be back there next year. I can't wait. Should be a good time. But If you haven't been to Vegas, highly recommend it. Maybe do 4 or 5 days. Don't do 9. Jory, I think, was up a couple thousand, and he broke even leaving when he.
Yeah, I mean, paying for that week there, that'll do it.
But it was a great time. I had a blast.
I mean, like Robert had to probably take out a second mortgage or all the fucking food he was eating and everything and posting about. That was like every picture was like the best slice of pizza I've ever had. And I don't know. This
man has some internal fire burning that he just shoves whatever in, and whatever comes out is not great, because he cleared Fremont Street at one point with the shit that came out of his ass. Nasty gas.
I believe it. That's kind of gross.
I think he'd have like a competition with Tim with some of the shit that he puts out.
Maybe it's a black thing.
Hey. 1400. Geez, Robert, I didn't know that.
I forgot which casino I was in. I think it was Circus maybe, or Golden Nugget. I'm sorry.
I love the Golden Nugget.
Golden Nugget, I think, is where I had my good night of roulette with my buddy Pat from my draft buddy. He's a Jet fan. We were both just playing roulette. It's cheaper on Fremont Street than it is on the Strip.
I love Fremont Street.
So I do too. I had a really good time there. We stayed at the Mirage, so I only went to Fremont Street one night. And we went there and we were just playing. We were fucking around, playing a little bit. And all of a sudden I'm winning. I'm following Pat. And I'm like, Pat's on fire. I'm like, I'm going to fucking ride with you, bro. Next thing I know, I won, like about $500 or whatever, I think. And nice. Then I'm a smart gambler. When I start winning a lot, I'm like, done, I'm out. So I pulled, and Pat kept going, I think.
There was
and maybe Robert. I don't know. I'm gonna have a baby, dude. I don't know if Vegas is in the cards for me.
You know how Fremont Street has like the circles you stand in, like entertainment, like those.
Oh yeah.
They'll do like their tricks. So one of our buddies was there. He found like a grate, like a road grate, like a square.
Okay,
that's nothing, right? But he stood in it and he performed and danced like he was part of the act.
Which is someone I know, or
no? I don't think you've met him before. He's just a golfer.
Gotcha.
But he just started dancing, going crazy, and having a great time. And there was at one point where people came up and. Yeah, Larry.
That was his name.
Larry's name's Larry. He came up and people gave him money because they thought he was just an act. God. And so he was dancing right next to 2 extremely beautiful women who were seriously doing they had like a whip. You walk by, they whip your ass with.
Oh yeah, they're like the dominatrix on Fremont Street.
So he made more money in the 20 to 30 minutes that he was there than they did. So he took all the money he made and just gave it to them as like a donation. But he was dancing around, like getting the crowd involved, making them clap.
It's a way to do it.
I mean, pretty amazing.
I had a good time when I was in Vegas. However, I was there for the draft weekend, so that definitely like deterred what I was doing. I would like to go back. I would like to stay on Fremont Street, or at least closer to Fremont Street, and spend most of my time there. I think I would have more fun at Fremont Street.
Yeah,
personally.
I think it's cheaper. The slots are a little looser, which is I think it's common knowledge on there. And it's more entertaining because the people alone from one end of Fremont to the next, you see something different all the time.
It's just more fun. Like I walked the main strip in Vegas, and I was like,
a lot of fucking
it's
walking.
Cool. It's fun. Like everything's beautiful here. Then you go to Fremont Street and it's like, all right, everybody's smoking. There's fucking shitty, cheap beer everywhere. Like this is my people. Like I wanted to be in that area.
A lot of rundown bars right across the street from our hotel. There's a bar called
where'd you guys stay?
Downtown Grand.
That's it on Fremont Street.
It's 1 block off Fremont.
Okay.
And so you just walk up and you're right on Fremont, but right across the street, it's called Hogs and Heifers. And it's what it is. On the wall, there's ceiling, there's dollar bills, there's half naked women behind the bar dancing every so often.
Are they larger women?
No, they're.
Oh, really? With the name,
they weren't hogs.
No, I expected them to be some heifers. You know what I mean?
It's definitely a biker bar.
Okay,
but it's the hole in the wall bar. It's a PBR type of bar,
which is awesome.
Floor's a little sticky. They have a punch bag machine in there. I mean, they play random music loud. The girls have microphones and scream at you as you're walking in and stuff. So it's the kind of bar I think you'd love.
Yeah, no, I definitely wish I could have spent more time at Fremont Street and in that area, but I only got to go one night because again, I was there for the draft and my time was consumed.
But that's my last couple of days. I'm still recovering from it.
My weekend wasn't that exciting. I mean, it was fine. I did nothing Friday night. Tara and I went out to eat. We watched a movie. Thursday night, I just watched football. Wednesday, not having a show was pretty cool. I didn't do shit, but it was just cool to not have a show. It was very relaxing.
I forgot the Pink concert I went to Wednesday.
Oh yeah, you went to Pink. I didn't.
I'm not gonna talk long about it, but I went to the Pink concert. Hell of a fucking concert.
Yeah,
she puts on a hell of a good show. She did her little tramp there.
I only know like a few of her songs. So I don't think I could sit through a whole concert.
I sadly knew every song she sang.
I believe that actually. Saturday morning, I went to our friend's baby shower and my niece's first birthday party, and then
I saw those pictures.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had it. He rented out there's a room above Mitchell's Ice Cream on West 25th. I had no idea that they have a venue up there. He rented that out, her dad, and that was fun. Then I went back to their condo down there in the flats. I got very drunk and I watched Ohio State beat Michigan State. And then I went to a party on Sunday for the Browns game. My friends had people over for, he smoked some pork shoulder and they had like a big barbecue party. And
Oh, I know where you went.
I got really fucking drunk.
The guy in Strongville?
No, this one is we were in Brunswick.
I'm kidding.
Wait, are you being sarcastic?
Yes,
Oh, no, I got you. That didn't even register. Did not even register. No,
as soon as you said smoked, I'm like, oh, I know where you went.
I went straight to weed. I'm not gonna lie.
No, this party, they just asked us to bring a side, whatever.
Yeah.
They didn't ask us to pay money, like the person in Strongsville would. But no, and then I went there and I watched the Browns beat the Ravens. I drank a 12-pack of Happy Dads and drank a bunch of moonshine and went home and watched more football. That was it. That was my weekend.
I would say when you got home and did the buzz ball, you looked a little drunk.
Oh, I was very drunk. Yeah.
You definitely looked a little buzzed.
I drank that entire 12-pack of Happy Dads. Then I was drinking he made moonshine, and his claim was, sorry, I went a little heavy on the Everclear, and I just kept drinking the moonshine. And then I got home, and I was like, I looked at Tara, and I'm like, fuck, I got to do a buzz ball now. I was already really drunk, so I pounded the buzz ball. I made it. I survived. It was fun, though. It was a good Sunday.
That's a good weekend, though.
And that was really it.
Weed sucks. The guy who hit some of the weed walking through Fremont Street on Saturday.
He looks like he took everything in those videos I saw, like where he's walking with the pimp cane and
that pimp cane video is kind of interesting.
The pictures of you guys at what is it, Dick's Last Resort?
Yeah,
you guys all look like you have no idea what fucking planet you're on. By the way,
nope.
Do I know the person in Shrunk?
Yeah, Brandon, you absolutely know the person in Strongsville.
May or may not rhyme with goose. I think everybody knows what that means if you know who we're talking about.
We all know.
So, have I ever met Brandon?
Yeah. I think he met him once. He's working with me at Dick's Sporting Goods, but he's been around a couple times.
Oh, so he worked with.
Yes, he knows
Goose.
He knows Goose. He knows Goose.
All right.
So my Tuesday, I actually didn't do a show. I didn't do Timbuktu.
That was your mom's birthday, right?
No, my mom's birthday is next month.
Oh, next month. Sorry.
But
Dub, what's up, dude?
What up, Dubbington? Even though your Falcons let me down. There was a comedy, I guess you say workshop, more of the business side of it. The best 3 hours I spent in comedy without even doing stand up.
Really?
Yeah,
because that malt liquor you did.
Right.
About that. Yeah, he showed up with some old English.
It was great.
They're like, this guy's ready to take on the Cleveland comedy scene.
I've been thinking about OE ever since. That's why I was like, I can't go back.
I think about it every day.
No, but it was just like I said, it was the greatest 3 hours. Maybe a little bit more than that because we talked a little bit afterwards. But it was so beneficial. It was great. Shout out to Rob Ward, amazing comic. He has right now he's going to be having like a standing night at the Improv. He's been an Improv MC for a while, but now he has he's booking for a specific night there. So it's that's dope. Wednesday I did play rehearsal. That was awesome. Like, we're getting closer to the play.
What's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, December 2nd.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited for it. It's
a one night only play?
No, it's 2 days. We're doing 2 days, and we may even get more depending on how it goes. It's 2 nights, 4 shows. So
okay.
It's gonna be a thing. You know what I mean?
What are the 2 nights? The second and the third?
Second and the third.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third I could make. Second I'm a little busy that day, so that's why I was hoping it was gonna be more than one night.
I think 6 and 3 or 3 and 6. I'm sorry. I believe might be the times. I had to double check. But I'm excited for the play. Everybody that's in the play is excited for it. And we're getting, closer to the date, obviously. So we're trying to get the lines more down packed.
Sure.
I feel pretty confident, but there's definitely some stuff I got to work on for sure. We're working on the actual. You got a tattoo? That's funny.
Oh yeah, I forgot he got like a punk rock.
The back of his leg.
Something. What is the logo he got?
I have no idea what that logo is.
It was
what
like
logo
a big tattoo or a small tattoo?
I just saw a picture. I have no idea.
Okay. But that was pretty awesome. Thursday, unfortunately, Lex didn't go on because he was in hospital. So shout out to Lex for getting better.
Is he okay?
Yeah, excuse me. He's good. He's getting better. He's awesome. I talked to him. He's good.
Hell yeah. I didn't even know about that. So that's good to hear that he's doing all right.
Yeah. Friday, same thing. Play rehearsal. Just been, we cranking it out.
Cranking it.
Saturday morning, play rehearsal. But then did TMI. TMI was amazing, and then we had a show Saturday night. Best crowd I've ever performed in. Best crowd I've ever performed in front of.
Just an open mic, or
no? It was a show. Shout out to Keith Silly. I had talked about it last time I was here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it was a great show. I didn't get any food because I had to. I was coming from here. I was sad about it, but I definitely talked about it on stage. I mean, when I say the reception was amazing, I got like 3 numbers that night. Like,
hey, nothing wrong with
that. No, it was just dope. Like, everybody was they were there for comedy. When you get in front of a crowd,
that's huge.
They're there for comedy, invested into what you're saying. It was fire. Shout out to Tyrone. Tyrone said if he ranked the sets that night as far as reception, it was me, Key Silly, and then Jin Jin.
No shit.
Yeah, and Key Silly was she was the headliner. She organized it, and she headlined, what she totally deserved. And what was dope about it is nobody hosted. We all introduced the next act.
That's a really cool idea. I like that a lot.
And it worked very much because everybody, you could see kind of like everybody's one. It was great because we're all like a family. So, right. When you talking about the next person coming up, you're saying how you really feel about them for real.
Yeah, you're not just like, here, this next guy is so-and-so, you never met him, but like,
right.
Whatever.
Right. So
it's always awkward.
Jin Jin gave me a phenomenal introduction. And I think she might've set the pace, honestly, because it was so good when I got on stage. People were like really like supportive. I started out with the song that I came out to. I like made jokes about the song, and they just like, I think they loved me from that.
That's
to be honest,
sick,
it was fucking sick. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I love hearing when my little man Tim over there has a killer night. I love it.
Davies prostitute pussy. Where does that come from?
Is that a new rap song?
Dave from Redline. I love that though. That's breaking news. And shout out to Derek, aka Winkler, checking in for the first time. I think.
That is so funny.
He called me on Sunday. We're supposed to go out on Saturday night, grab dinner. I met his girlfriend once, and he wants her to like have a proper introduction with my wife and I. So we're supposed to go out with them on Saturday.
That's cool. Sunday was the OEAs. Shout out to Drew Lloyd. Unfortunately, none of us took it home. But I mean, it was definitely an experience just because I couldn't even get in the building.
Hell yeah.
It was so many people there. But so shout out to Ryan Polk. He's another brother at comedy. He was I had to park across the street, like over a little bit. So it was like a nice little walk. It was like I was walking like to the Brown Stadium from somewhere.
You got your steps in.
Basically, I got my steps in. It was uphill too, so it sucked. But Ryan was sitting in his car. He was like, "Hey, Tim." I was like, "Oh, great! I can rest." It was great. And when I got there, he had a bottle, and we basically made the parking lot the red carpet. Like,
no shit, that's awesome.
As people's walking past, like, I fuck with people anyway. Like if I'm sitting there and you walking past me, I'm looking at you. I'm gonna make a joke.
Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna at least try to make you feel good.
Dave's ears are burning.
Oh, there he is.
Right.
Dave fucking
Shout out to Dave.
Dave's like, who said prostitute pussy?
Right. Dave is my guy. I got a mess with him. What's up, gents? What's up, Dave? Who's Winkler?
I've been calling Derek Winkler for like fucking 20 years now, so he knows who Winkler is.
But it was just sick. I went to my mom's house. She made pulled pork.
Ooh, that's what I had at the that Browns party.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. She didn't smoke it. She put it in a crack pot. Okay. So it was still good. And then Monday we was at the Grok shop, and that was a great time too.
I saw your pictures. Make them laugh Monday. That looked like a good turnout.
I didn't go on stage. I mean, I went on stage to take the picture.
Oh,
but I really
no.
I just want to support. But like people came when I told them I'm going to Grok shop. They was like, "Oh, we're coming," just because they thought I was performing. Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. But it was a great time. I can't wait till this weekend. This weekend's got a lot of stuff. One of them's gonna be my tip. So
fuck yeah.
Actually, I might have 2 tips today. Actually,
get it. Double tipping. I'm all for it, dude. Let's go.
DP.
Double tipping.
So yeah, like Kyle had the fun weekend with the Vegas trip. We all just have like our typical weekends. Like Tim performed. I sat around, got drunk. Not a whole lot going on.
It was interesting because getting in on So Wednesday night, everything okay? We good?
Yeah, I hit the board.
You hit the okay. Anyways, so Wednesday night, we had that concert. Went home, had an hour, maybe an hour sleep. Got up, went to the airport, got there early, took off. Maybe he slept on the plane for an hour. We got to Vegas. It's like a whole new person. You just fucking hit reset, right?
Oh, you have to you go.
You
Like,
just
there's
go.
no like nap and like relax. It's
You
not like
just
a
go.
typical vacation.
So
it's like we're in Vegas. There's no sleeping.
We got wasted, and then we had like that night was like every MGA person that was coming from out of other cities, other states were all at a party. I was fucking wasted. I was gone. Like I was so tired and drunk.
Yeah, it's early night.
I remember I was very early
the time
night.
difference.
But
everything.
I remember going after we left this party to Steak and Shake, and I went in and we ordered 2 like burgers and fries, and they gave us like the tray to sit down. I said, fuck this. Walked out the door, went to the hotel,
with the tray.
Walking down Fremont with the fucking tray with 2 burgers, 2 fries, up to the hotel room and everything.
That'll happen.
Woke up the next morning and it's just sitting next to my bed nightstand. I'm like,
That'll definitely happen.
what a night that was. But that kind of set the stage for the whole week.
Vegas, not quite the Hangover, but still a good story.
Yeah, good time. So I didn't wake up on the roof, so we're good.
So yeah, that was the weekend that was.
BS.
I like the BS in the middle.
I like it. I just hope
I
hope next time we do it, we don't have to start off with such fucking devastating news. That would also be kind of nice.
Facts.
If it's not Myles Garrett next week.
We pretty
So
much.
why would you say that shit? You know
Wasn't
you
me.
cannot say
Wasn't
shit
me.
on the show.
Was not me.
You cannot say shit.
Listen. He gets hurt Sunday. I'm not even coming next week. I'll just stay home.
Yeah, devastating introduction we had to do. Obviously, you guys know the Browns beat the Ravens. We already talked about it in pretty good length, I would say, to start the show off. I don't really think we need another recap of the Browns beating the Ravens. It was awesome. It was huge. It'll help us continue momentum.
Say that shit again, Brandon. Fucking Kyle.
Fucking Kyle trying to ruin Myles Garrett, dude. That's another guy I've never bought a jersey of. I would never disrespect
I own a
Myles
jersey
Garrett.
for him.
Not me. Wouldn't do it.
First off, he survived a car crash that he shouldn't have. So I think that man.
He's bigger than the car. That's the other thing too.
He can handle most. He can handle a Porsche rolling over a couple times with a woman on his dick. He can handle this. So he's fine.
Hey, and she didn't bite his dick off.
She didn't bite
That's the biggest thing that we know of.
Well, she couldn't bring her mouth down. She was choking on it so much.
Cannot confirm that Myles Garrett still has a penis, but he can still play. So we got that. Yeah, no, the game was cool. It was obviously a huge turnaround. The first half was fucking garbage. Everybody, I think, hated their lives. And Deshaun Watson haters, the racist ones especially. That's the other thing too, is I'll just call it out. I'm not going to name names, but a guy I work with today who's clearly a racist. We were watching the news. We have a TV in our break room,
Racist
and
bitch.
the 12 o'clock news shows up on CBS, and it starts off with their main story is Deshaun Watson out for the season, and he didn't know about it. He was working all day. He's an older guy, doesn't like check Facebook or whatever, and he saw it, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, they announced that his shoulder's fucked. He has a broken bone, like he has to have surgery." Immediately just goes N-word, just drops the N-word on it and goes, "What a fucking stupid signing that was." And I'm
Can
just
you
like,
fire him?
no, he's actually a little bit above me, surprisingly, which shows you the company. I work for a German company. He's not German, though. I'll give him that.
This racism thing's been around.
He's just an older guy that's been working there. But when I heard that, I literally I had headphones. I just put my headphones on, and I'm like, I'm not fucking listening to any of this.
Place probably has ovens in the back running all the time.
I don't.
Somebody walks by him.
No, we're a cold roll steel factory, so we don't have ovens.
You guys advanced the technology over the years.
No, they still do hot rolls somewhere else.
They just shoot you in the
my
head.
specific place. Yeah, we have showers though. We don't have ovens.
Oh yeah. Did you tell him that the other 2 quarterbacks are also of the black?
Or that
persuasion?
Most of the team is black. Also,
Well,
if you're a Browns fan, like most athletes and pro athletes, especially in football and basketball, they're black guys.
Yeah,
Breaking news. It's never bothered me, but to hear him say that, I was just in disbelief. The fact that he threw that word out for a guy who broke his shoulder, it just shows you that there's blatant racism behind all the hate on Deshaun Watson.
I tell you what, not to get political, I'm not going to get political, but if anything has
Here we go. He's getting charged.
If anything has shown in the last 2 months here that any kind of world issue topic, it really brings out the real people sometimes.
Yes.
With this whole thing going over in Iran, but
Palestine and all that,
Israel and stuff, is really bringing out the who's who of
which. Let's talk about that.
Didn't know that about you.
I really don't know a lot about that. I don't know, like,
it's a long history.
Who's
bullshit?
Who's the bad guys?
Oh, depends on what side of the equation you're on.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know which side to like. Who's in the wrong?
Let's just say
obviously nobody should be getting killed. I'm obviously against any of that kind of violence.
Let's just say they're both in the wrong. They're both of the same backing, right?
Okay.
And one got separated, pushed into the Gaza Strip. Israel obviously is Israel. We have become partners and friends with Israel because Israel's kind of our ears to the wall type
Sure.
people over there in the Middle East. But they're no better than what's going on with Hamas right now. Hamas moved into the Gaza Strip, took over the entire government.
Okay.
And now Hamas is fighting back against Israel. Now it's the Jews versus everyone. It's just, it's a shitty situation. That entire area, in my opinion, is wrong.
Yeah.
And we need to stay the fuck out of it. But
Agreed.
we have so much vested interest in what's going on with potential oil issues over there.
We need to get involved.
And that's why we're there.
It's so fucked up. I've just never understood. And yeah, Jason, that's a great thing. Shout out to Jason. What's up, man? Happy Wednesday. Haven't seen you yet today. African Americans. I mean, for me personally, I know this is the most fucking cliche thing a person can say. I don't see color personally. I swear I don't care what color a person is. I try to get along with everybody. It doesn't matter who's in the room with me. I try to just get along with everybody. That's who I am as a person. I've always been that way. I never understood racism. I think that's why I'm so
sarcasm, Jory. I just try to make it as Cliff Notes as possible there. I sense the sarcasm coming through though.
You think so? Yeah, I think that's sincere. Jory's being
it?
sincere there.
I don't know if he was it. I don't think he is.
I'll definitely go home and study up a little bit.
I just tried to make a Cliff Note. I think everyone's wrong there, but
no, that's the thing is like, yeah, I don't really honestly know. But me personally, I've never. I think that's why I'm so infatuated with like the Holocaust and stuff because I've read so much about it. I just don't understand how a group of people could hate another group of people for no reason. It's just fucking wild to me. I don't understand the hatred of people for race, religion, their sexual orientation, whatever. I've never understood that. I don't get it. Like, who gives a fuck? It's not your life. I don't know.
No sarcasm there. Okay, well, cool.
No shit. All right.
But anyways, but it's just one of those things where it's like it's just so much shit going on right now. But that my example was
sure,
just like the Watson injury, right? Where now you have all these people coming out just like fucking whatever racism if they want to. But that situation brings out the wow, you've been hiding that for a while, haven't you?
I mean,
like that's who you are as a person.
For me, most of the people, again, and I'm not trying to make it political by any stretch of the imagination. Most of the people that are
poor innocent oils getting punished. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Most of the people that hate Deshaun Watson and like just talk shit about him every chance they get. And again, I'm not trying to make it political by any stretch, are Trump supporters. And that's just people that I know. Like, oof. I know for a fact there are plenty of people that love bashing Deshaun Watson and they're Trump supporters. I'm not saying the two things are the same.
Attacked on the show. I'm gonna go home.
Kyle's not one of them. Kyle's not a Deshaun hater. I said some people. But no, it is really fucked up that it's clearly a race thing. It's a race thing. We went from Baker Mayfield, who seemed like your everyday hard worker, made everyone in Cleveland feel like he was one of us, and like
cracked two cans of beer and chugged them at a
he's game. So cool. And
one of us.
Then we get Deshaun Watson, and now all of a sudden everyone just fucking hates the guy.
Not one of us.
And it's
not one of us.
The only reason I can think of that hatred is because he is African American, and to me that's really fucked up.
I would say not everyone thinks that. I think they're split.
For me, it's a majority. I would say not a majority. It's there are people that I can tell their hatred is based off race.
I would say a good amount could potentially race. I would say the other good amount is probably the contract. The other bigger amount probably is the potential sexual exploits of our boy in behind closed doors, right? And
that doesn't even get brought up anymore by a lot of people.
In the last day, I've seen a lot of people.
Well, today it's just their time to jump on.
They've jumped back onto the rapist thing.
Yeah, which by the way, guys, for any of you saying that this is karma to Deshaun Watson, I wish karma would kick me in the dick that hard because he now gets $230 million to not play. So if somebody wants to give me that kind of karma, sign me up all fucking day.
I would like to correct you that karma is a guy on the Chiefs. If you haven't picked up on that lately,
Taylor Swift's new
way to go, T Swizzle.
She can freestyle. A lot of you guys didn't know that.
She did.
A lot of you didn't know that.
She is anyways, real quick,
Jason.
Side tangent talk. The new NCAA playoff picture things released last night. What's your thoughts on Georgia jumping Ohio State?
It was for media. And Dub, I go through that shit. I don't stop at stop signs, bro. Are you kidding me? I fucking blow through that shit.
That's what I said last night. Is absolute media-driven talking points just to stir the pot.
They had a guy on the radio yesterday morning, and they asked him. They said, "Tonight, when the new polls come out, what do you expect?" And he goes, "Georgia's going to be number one." He goes, "They were looking for a reason to put Georgia ahead of Ohio State because you're not going to keep going with the same lineup every week.
Yeah,
this is going to create a talking point." Sure shit, Georgia jumped Ohio State. Which
now everyone's talking, but no one's going to care because in 2 weeks, not this week, but next week, Ohio State plays Michigan.
Yeah.
And then a week after that, Georgia will play in the SEC championship. And then Florida State will play in the ACC championship. So that entire top four as it sits right now is probably going to get shaken up a little bit.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Derek, to your point about the contract, this is what I ask all the people. What has his contract stopped the Browns from doing? Everyone's so concerned about his contract. Andrew Berry has structured that contract in a way where he can maneuver the salary cap to where it doesn't affect us one bit. Did we have to cut Myles Garrett?
They haven't updated the parking situation.
Did we have to cut Denzel Ward? Did we have to cut Nick Chubb? Are there
beer prices?
Are there any players we've had to get rid of to pay for Deshaun Watson? But everyone's so worried about his contract.
Bernie Kosar. It's
worked in there. Bernie Kosar, he pays for everything himself because
I'm just naming random bullshit
Browns hater.
right now.
It's just everyone says they hate the contract, but it doesn't affect the team one way or the other. Quarterbacks get paid, guys. I hate to break it to everybody. I don't know what you expect.
Can they restructure a guaranteed and put more money in, or is it just what it is?
Put more money in?
I meant like to front load like a bonus payout or something.
Oh no, they definitely do. I mean, that's what they do. They convert his base salary to think like they
even
convert
though it's all
everything.
guaranteed. Even
they can convert it. Right. I saw a guy today that Cleveland TA, CLEVTA or whatever his Twitter
account
account
is. I agree. Washington should be fourth.
He's a great follow on Twitter. If you don't follow him, he's very smart. And he basically was destroying people today that were trying to shit on the contract. And he's like, next year, the contract is Andrew Berry's going to rework it. It's not going to affect our cap.
I think
like, we
get a bigger salary cap next year too.
He only got paid $1 million last year though.
You're right.
He says, but he literally played 12 games in 2 seasons. Like, how can you really use that?
Again, last year,
Tim, can you stop talking sense over there? Jesus.
Last year he played the maximum amount of games that he was allowed to play. It's not like he played 6 games last year because he chose to miss games and was injured or whatever. He just could not play. He was not allowed to play.
Yeah.
And then this year he had injuries. Obviously, it cost him his entire season. You saw him today damn near crying when he was doing his press conference. The guy got hurt. Shit happens. You think Aaron Rodgers wanted to get hurt week 1? Do you think Daniel Jones wanted to get hurt? Do you think Joe Burrow wanted to start the season hurt? Guys get hurt. You can't help it. So how do you hold that against the guy?
Do you think there's a sign-up list right now for the physical therapy that needs to take place after surgery for women looking to?
Unfortunately, he shouldn't be in the mini towel because it's in his shoulder. So
shoulder's only about 4 feet away from that dick. So
he's like, something. My shoulder's starting to feel better. It feels really good if you rub the groin.
The pain's
if you rub the groin, and
the
then
pain is moved.
I heard it was a pressure point in my dick.
If you shove a finger in my ass, I might be able to play the Steelers this weekend.
Oh, breaking news.
Oh. I don't have any updates set up.
Not to go talk NBA talk, but whoever watched the NBA last night saw that
WWE match
with Draymond Green. Your boy got suspended 5 games.
Good. Fuck Draymond Green, by the way.
5 games.
I have reached the point where that dude is just a piece of shit. I hate the fact that he's probably going to get a great job in media right after.
Sure.
I think he's a fucking loser. I hate Draymond Green. If I could wish any type of just horrible things on a person, I hope it's Draymond Green. I fucking hate him.
Someone brought up a point today on the talk show, and they said if he was a Cav during that time, would we be 100% behind him and his antics?
No, I'd be pissed. I hated Delhi because Dellavedova sometimes said some dirty plays.
He'd be the Delhi of that time, basically.
I literally started calling him Dirty Delhi, and he's on my team. What do you say?
He said green to the Cavs.
Oh, God, I would fucking hate that. By the way, Draymond Green.
Buy his jersey.
That's actually not a bad idea. I couldn't do it. I don't buy other teams' jerseys. I don't know how that would work. I feel like since I'm a Clevelander and we just get the worst luck, if I bought a Draymond Green jersey, he would win MVP somehow. Like he would turn everything around.
Reverse the curse.
Yeah, like that's why I thought about that. I'm like, man, maybe I should buy a TJ Watt jersey. And then I'm like, no, because then he's gonna fucking win MVP and they're gonna win the Super Bowl. So I can't do it.
True.
Unfortunately, I can't do it, guys. I'm not risking it.
But 5 games, I thought he'd get 10. But Adam Silver's such a pussy, man, when it comes to any kind of punishment.
It's all about money, dude. Adam Silver's a fucking pushover, dude.
Someone called him Slender Man today on the show on the radio.
That's hilarious. He definitely looks like Slender Man.
100%.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
But what money is Draymond Green getting?
Dude's got paid over the years, man.
He puts asses in the seats because people are like, "What's Draymond going to do next?"
Yeah,
he's this day and age pussified Dennis Rodman.
Yes, good analogy.
Like if you looked at what he did to Rudy Gobert yesterday while he was quote unquote choking him, the pictures are fucking hysterical. But if you watch the video, there's a gap between the neck and Gobert. Gobert's like looking around, like what the fuck. Like you could tell he was fine. He wasn't actually getting choked.
Maybe it was just a hug.
I think at one moment he did get the choke in because his face definitely looked distraught.
but at first when he was like grabbing him, you could see there was some space. Don't get me wrong, Draymond Green was a piece of shit for doing that. Yeah. And I loved when he called him out afterwards, Rudy Gobert, and he's like, anytime Steph's not in, Draymond looks for a reason to get ejected. Like he's afraid to play without Steph Curry. That was funny as fuck.
Pussy.
The Warriors
Draymond
Green. I don't know. Actually, I didn't watch the game.
Oh, okay, who cares?
Right.
So we've touched on college football and
I
NBA
can take a
talk,
look
so
really
we're
quick.
trying to break out the monotony of the Browns talk here.
What do we? Oh, yeah, because this episode's pretty much fucking football loaded. You guys knew that we were going to be talking about this Deshaun shit. And no, the Timberwolves did win 104-101.
Oh, nice.
What do you say? Y'all didn't get into the Cavs, but I think they'll be okay. It's a little early. We talked Cavs early on. Right now, I mean, I'm ready for this fucking in-season tournament thing to be over with. I don't even understand it, if I'm being honest.
I'm confused about it as well.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm waiting for, like, the Cavs lost their first game, and then they haven't been able to play in the tournament since. I don't understand why that's the case. I know how you can't put this on 100% on him. Feel like we're playing. If I say enough times, it must be true. Because again, he was accused of something with no actual proof. So what are you, like, if I accuse fucking Joe Burrow of molesting a child and they look into it and they're like, well, you know, he hung around a kid one night, so we're going to have to suspend him even though he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? He was accused. He got a suspension so the NFL could save face because they had zero evidence. He was not charged of any crimes, anything like that. So, I mean, how can you say it's his fault? Did
he got faced with 11 games for being found innocent?
He got
100%.
How does that work?
But it got dropped out of 2 different grand juries.
Yeah, 2 grand juries like acquitted or whatever the fuck it was. And I don't like he it's the same thing with Ben Roethlisberger.
I think anybody who has a brain probably believes or knows that there probably was some
rubbing and tugging for sure.
Rubbing, tugging, blowing, whatever else. But I'm gonna weigh in the side that I'm gonna say most of it probably was consensual, if not all.
Jory, right now, would you say that Trevor Bauer did everything to himself that's happening to him? Let me ask you that one. I'll wait for your response. But look up Trevor Bauer's information if you don't know what happened. I'm assuming you do. I think you're a big sports fan. Look up Trevor Bauer.
Jury, huh?
Would you say that Trevor Bauer did all of what's happened to him to himself, or would you say, hey, maybe this guy didn't do anything wrong and his whole life got fucked up because of it? Because that's kind of apples to apples. The situation's kind of similar.
Why is getting a happy ending a problem? I don't understand.
Right?
Why is getting a happy ending a problem?
It's not. It's only when they falsely accuse you of how that 5 miles came here,
Tim, and probably get a happy ending.
Maybe less, dude. You know where we're at.
Yeah, that's true. I can get a happy ending downstairs.
A little break rotor action.
Where's all that pussy Dave's eating? It's got to be close to red line, I would think. Yeah, but again, Jory, he was accused of something. Unless he was found guilty of anything, how can you blame the person that was accused? There is no evidence. If anything, they had evidence of the women that were texting their friends and saying, "Oh my God, I just got to work with Deshaun Watson. I can't wait to go back."
There was no sexual assault involved.
There was the text evidence of him texting people or him responding. There's all that, right? That he was saying, "Come over and do this," but there was nothing of like far proof that I
no. They had to suspend him to save face because the NFL is a business. They did it to save face. He didn't actually like go out of his way to creepily do things and like get caught by like police and arrested and make it a huge thing.
I've always said that, like, I don't care. I more care about what you do on the field as my quarterback.
Whatever you need to do to get your rocks off and you're not hurting anybody.
Go to a milking table every fucking night and you just get milked out by some fat chick.
Tim, I
don't give a shit.
You know you're doing it.
But I don't give a shit. I mean, that's your prerogative, right?
Let you know.
What did Dave say? Sorry. How do they know the women didn't want it from Watson? Maybe he didn't want that. Exactly. Maybe he was getting a massage and this girl's
Thank
like,
you, Dave.
Just started doing it. And what guys, if you're laying there getting a massage and some girl just starts rubbing you off, are you going to be like, stop that? Yes. I'm a civilized man.
I actually have a friend that said no.
Were you there watching?
No, he told me about it.
Okay. Actually, I had an incident in Punta Cana. My wife and I
too. I got a little feel. My wife did too.
My wife and I got a couples massage, and at one point they were doing like the chopping, and that's all you hear.
On your dick?
No, they were. She was like doing it to my back, but Tara heard it and like swung her head around to see like what was that noise that sounded like it could have been a hand job, and she was just chopping my back or whatever. But Tara did admit, she's like, I turned around, she's like, that noise sounded like a fucking hand job, so she looked over.
Tara's like, I know what hand jobs sound like.
And yeah, honestly, Deshaun Watson was punted again. This goes back to race when Ben Roethlisberger had multiple accusations of sexual assault with women, with way more evidence, with police involvement, with crowds of people, with what's the word I'm looking for? Witnesses and shit like that. He got 4 games?
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson has all this shit happen, zero evidence, acquitted with grand juries that threw the cases away, said there's not enough evidence to do to charge him with anything. And the NFL, Sue L. Robinson was like, give him 4 games or whatever she said.
The one thing that Watson said is always said is that I've not done anything wrong in my opinion.
Yep.
And he's never changed. He's never once swayed from that story, right?
And if his lawyers, legal team, accountants, whoever if his team, if you will, we'll just call him that, if his team didn't tell him to just settle to get it over with, he even said, he's like, I'm not settling, because he's like, I didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah.
I will fight this as long as I have to. Eventually they told him, just settle it so we can get it over with.
I think a couple of the women came, I mean, the lawyer basically called a couple of the women out saying, you've been pursuing him heavily.
Yeah, you keep going after
the text
him.
threads.
And then they all show up to the game in Houston last year. You think that's somebody you would do that if that was your
if you were traumatized?
Yeah.
My whole philosophy the entire time has been, look, I get it. Does he have some weird fetishes? Yes.
Sure. Does
he enjoy some of the borderline weird shit like Trevor Bauer does? Yes. Trevor Bauer is blatantly admitted he has women sign NDAs because he likes getting rough and tough and choke your bitch ass out type thing, right? If that's what you want to do, I don't give a shit, right? As long as you show up and the day you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do for us, that's all I care about.
Speaking of Trevor Bauer, I like to think the jury's looking up the Wikipedia page about the incident because he hasn't responded. But yeah, if you can tell me that Trevor Bauer he did it to himself, just like Watson, then then let's see where that. And
Trevor Bauer has a long history of weird shit with women too over the time, but
but it's consensual. If you're a consenting adult, there are literally, there's a couple out there right now, probably in this area code, where a guy's like dressed up in a fucking diaper, making his wife treat him like a baby. People are into weird fucking things out there. Do I like that? No. Would I be into that? I don't know. I've never tried it, but
it's true.
There are some weird fucking people out there that are into some weird things. And you know what? Everybody needs a different thing to get off sometimes. It is what it is. I don't judge. As long as you're not hurting somebody else, who cares? It's an adult.
It was proved that the chick was
Which time though? Because he was accused multiple times. There was the chick in the hotel room, and then there was the chick in the bar bathroom. There were multiple women that accused Ben Roethlisberger of stuff.
I'm surprised this is the first time tonight. Pegging.
By the way, a lot slower to get evidence when you guys don't need to provide it.
Us guys? What evidence?
I could tell you all about the Trevor Bauer case if you need evidence of that.
It's a long thing.
He literally put out a video of how he didn't fucking do anything, but yet he's been basically banned from Major League Baseball. So
I mean, he had the video proof, the pictures, the picture that was released of her laying in bed next to him.
Yeah, she's taking selfies of him while he's sleeping.
The day after she said that she got her ass beat and was black and blue, she was no marks on her face whatsoever, laying in bed next to him.
Before she even hung out with him, she's got texts that say like, I'm about to get that money and get that bag, bitch, or whatever they said. And yet he still got suspended and basically banned from Major League Baseball. But because he was just accused, that's how it goes.
I think he'll be back next year. They're trying to get him back in the MLB.
I hope so. I don't think Rob Manfred's going to allow that, but I hope. I love Trevor Bauer. I always said hashtag free Bauer. So we'll see. But yeah, the guy got accused of some shit, and the only way that the NFL knows how to handle these things are to suspend people to save face. So they did it. So no, I will never, Jory, for right now, I'll put it out there right now. I will never, ever say Deshaun Watson did that to himself. Ever. So done. He should sue Major League Baseball, Dave. I agree with that. Really quickly, let's recap the week that was in the NFL. Very quickly, we'll run through it because when we got to get to our picks here. Bears beat the Panthers 16-13. Panthers are garbage. Colts beat the Patriots in Germany 10-6. Mac Jones is garbage. Texans beat the Bengals 30-27. Joe Burrow is garbage. Steelers beat the Packers. Jordan Love is garbage.
That's a theme here.
Buccaneers beat the Titans 20-6. Will Levis is okay. Baker Mayfield is garbage. Browns 33. Ravens 31. 49ers 34-3 over the Jaguars. Jaguars are fucking pretenders. Josh Dobbs beats the Saints 27-19. Derek Carr gets hurt. It could be the Jameis Winston show in New Orleans. Both those teams suck. Cardinals beat the Falcons. Kyler Murray is back and kind of barely beat a shitty Falcons team. So
a lot of running that guy did.
A lot of running for a dude coming off an ACL injury. Lions beat the Chargers in a fun one, 41-38. Cowboys beat up on Danny DeVito 49-17. Oh, did the Giants score at the end? I thought it was 49-10 last time I started watching.
I think it was a late score.
They did. Okay. Commanders lose to the Seahawks 29-26. Raiders beat the Jets 16-12. Zach Wilson sucks. And the Broncos upset the Bills 24-22 on Monday Night Football. The Bills suck. They fired Ken Dorsey. The Bills are also AFC.
Oh, we could sign him as a quarterback.
Tenders. Ken Dorsey, he was here before. I don't think we want that again. Lest you forget that Ken Dorsey used to be a Cleveland Brown. With that being said, let's get right into our Week 11 picks because we're going to rip through these and we're going to talk a little bit about
them scores up.
Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers game coming up.
Why is my name not capitalized? It's disrespect in here. It's disrespect.
It is. It's 100%. Tim said, "Fuck Kyle."
It's disrespect.
I respect what you did, Kyle.
I copied and paste.
Speaking of respect, let's get right into it. Thursday Night Football should be a really good game. It actually had a lot more meaning behind it until this morning. Bengals and Ravens.
Don't be that guy.
I am
still
that
has
guy.
A lot of meaning.
Super Bowl dreams are dead.
They're not dead.
They're dead. They're dead and buried.
It's like three.
It's like reverse psychology in yourself. Is that what you're doing?
No, I mean, again, if we could just win a couple games, maybe sneak into the playoffs.
We're just down 3-1 in the
Whenever
finals.
the Martyr Browns fan, we just like, woe is me, and then all of a sudden we start winning. You're like,
My buddy sent me a picture. Remember the dog that the Browns use as a mascot?
His friend from the cops.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Murray was from the cops that game. Jesus.
No, he was trying to hurry up and get home to play Call of Duty.
Robert's allowed to make that joke.
Robert's
He's black. Yeah, so he's allowed to say that. I would never say anything like that. I forgot what I was getting to.
the coffin.
Oh yeah, the coffin. So he sent me the picture of the Browns did that funeral for the dog, and I said, I wish that was me in the coffin. I'm very sad today, everybody. Bengals against the Ravens. Who do you guys have? This is a tough one. The Ravens are a very good team. The Bengals are obviously they look very human against the Texans last week, but also the Ravens.
That man, I tell you. But give me the Ravens here. I think the Ravens come back after last week's loss with needs a little point to prove.
I think so too.
I need to come out and start smacking some Bengals around.
I take the Ravens as well.
As Browns fans, we actually want the Bengals to win, but
I don't.
No, obviously you got to go realistic. Then we have the Cardinals at the Texans. Does anybody want the Cardinals? I guess I could just ask that really quickly.
No, Call of Duty's been out for a week, so
amen to that. Yeah, give me the Texans
I
as well.
I haven't downloaded it yet. I'm a little behind times.
I haven't touched it.
I haven't either. I haven't had time. I already told everybody. I'm like, I'll buy it in the next couple weeks probably. I haven't had a chance. Houston Texans for everybody there, even Dave. Next up, Jason going with the Bengals. Dave going with the Bengals. So nice. He put it in there twice.
Bungles.
Titans against the Jaguars. Dave's only saying that because Dave's still pretending that the Steelers can win the division. So he's like, the Bengals are going to win because the Steelers are going to win the division.
He's with Chipper in our first place.
Kenny Little Ass. Yeah, the first place Steelers with Kenny Little Ass Hands Pickett. Titans take on the Jaguars. This is an interesting one. The Titans looked like shit last week, as did the Jags. With that being said, at home against a rookie, I think they need to bounce back a little bit. Give me the Jags.
Yeah, I will take Jacksonville as well.
Wow. So they play like pussies.
All right. Yeah, they did last week against the fucking Niners. And we're allowed to say that because we beat the Niners. So anybody that loses to them, you're a little bit suck. PJ Walker beat him. You're the number one pick of the draft, Trevor Lawrence, and you scored 3 points. You fucking bums. PJ Walker scores more than that in his sleep. Raiders at Dolphins. Does anybody want the Raiders?
I want the Raiders points. I think they cover the 13.5.
Plus 13.5. Oof. Okay.
But I'll take the Dolphins win again.
I forgot to look at spreads. So I should probably do that. Plus
I'll take the Dolphins.
13.5. Whoops.
I was thinking of taking the Raiders, but yeah, no, they played like shit last week. And they still pulled it out, I think.
Because the Jets are that fucking bad.
Yeah, but they play like shit.
All right, so clean sweep for the Dolphins. Kyle is taking the points plus 13.5. Bold choice.
Ride or die with Pierce, man. Let's go.
Here's mine. Cowboys, Panthers. Give me the Cowboys minus 10.5. Cowboys are going to win this fucking game by fucking 3 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, they're going to destroy them.
Dallas minus 10.5. I will take that all day. Anybody want the Panthers? I'm guessing not.
No.
Okay. Tim, are you taking the spread too there?
I thought about it. I'm thinking about it. Give me a second.
Okay. Let me know. We can circle back.
All right.
Next up, we have the Bears against the Lions. Detroit favored by 8. Justin Fields is expected to be back.
Doesn't matter. Give me the Lions here.
Yeah, give me the Lions. Could also go either way, Tim. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, I would.
I know who you're going with, but just saying.
I would have definitely did a little different with the Bear.
That's true. You would have went like a roar, probably.
Right.
Roar, like a little sexy thing.
Roar.
Chargers at Packers. Battle of shit here. Anybody want the Packers?
No.
I think I actually want the Cheeseheads.
Really? Okay. Tim had a very good week last week, and he's like, "Hey, let me flush that shit down the toilet."
He's feeling himself this week.
Okay. More power to him.
I had
though.
a great week last week.
So now he's got to fuck it all up.
What's the spread?
Chargers minus 3.
Yeah, give me the cheese.
Okay. You're taking the spread too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Did you say give you the Chiefs?
Give me the Chiefs.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
wrong game.
He's like, Chiefs are going to beat the Chargers against the Packers and Chargers game.
1-2. The Chiefs still win.
Giants at Commanders. The 2-8 Giants take on the 4-6 Commanders. Washington has a -8.5 favorite.
Sam Howell is on fire. Number 1 quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, I have him in a fantasy league, and I'm not mad about it.
I have him and CJ Stroud in 2 teams, and they're both carrying him right now.
Give me Washington.
Yeah, I'm taking Washington.
Tim, you sticking with the namesake?
Gotta stick with the name. They be letting me
Gotta
down
do
every
it.
time I take them down.
Next up, 49ers and Buccaneers. How do we think Baker fares against a good defense? The Niners are expected to win by 12.
We've seen this story before.
Yeah, it doesn't end well. Baker against Kyle Shanahan does not go well.
Give me the 49ers.
Yeah, give me the 49ers
Heard
easily.
again.
The only
Clean
question
sweep.
is when Bosa sacks him, is he going to do the flag plan again?
I hope, actually. Now that he's no longer a Brown, I hope he gets fucking embarrassed. I could care less. Fuck him.
Give me the spread too.
Okay, you're taking it minus.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you meant you're going to Tampa Bay plus.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Absolutely not.
I was thinking I was going to tell you.
No,
You
that's a pretty game.
gotta really think twice here, Tim. But that makes sense. I like that pick. Next up, we have the Jets against the Bills. The Bills look like shit. Josh Allen always plays terribly against the Jets, but I think the Bills are very pissed off, and they're going to come out there with their new offensive coordinator, and they're going to figure some things out. And I think they're going to win.
Coordinator.
I forgot his name.
Daboll?
Yeah, it's Brian Daboll. They brought him back from New York. He's going to be looking for a job soon. So, give me Buffalo. Anybody want the Jets?
No. Give me the Bills. The Bills. Robert took the Jets.
Oh, well, Robert doesn't know what he's talking about. Robert's still fucked up from Vegas. Seahawks at Rams. Does anybody want the Rams?
No.
These two teams usually play well against each other. Matt Stafford is expected to be back. However, I don't think that matters.
That
I think the
defense,
Seahawks
the
are a
Hawks are
better
going to
team.
carry this game.
Yeah, I think so too. Give me Seattle.
Good God.
I love it. I love a good bird noise out of Tim. I love it. Sunday night football. All you people out there get to see your boy in action. Joshua Dobbs and the Minnesota Vikings take on Rusty Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Sunday night
Are the
football.
Broncos for real now?
No, fuck no. The Bills beat themselves, dude. They literally fumbled it on the first play of the game. They turned it over 100 times. The fucking 12 men on the field. They should have won that game. They beat themselves.
I saw a meme today on Twitter. It's I don't know if you probably it's a movie, it's an older movie, but it says when fans found out that what's his face? Who's the guy that died on the Bills?
Me this morning. DeMar Hamlin.
When the fans found out there was Hamlin who was a 12th man in the field, he's like, why wouldn't you just stay dead?
I mean, he did cost him a game.
He did. If he died last year, he wouldn't have cost him that game. They could have won that game.
So who do you guys want here? Do you guys want Josh
I'm
Dobbs
taking
and the
Broncos.
Vikings?
I'm taking the Broncos here.
You're taking the Broncos, huh? Justin Jefferson is expected to be back.
No, taking the Broncos.
Skull for Tim. He's going with the Vikings.
I think that defense for the Broncos is decent enough to carry this game.
Yeah, I kind of just look at, I think luck's going to run out a little bit here for the Broncos, or for the Vikings, I'm sorry. Sean Payton's a really good head coach. It took a little bit of time, but I think they're starting to click a little bit in Denver. I'm not willing to say that they're legit or they're, there, but I'm with Kyle. Give me the home team.
Did you see Peyton?
It's a 50-50 game to me, so I'm going home team.
Cast where he kept on saying, we, us. Oh,
for the Broncos?
Yeah, he kept on like, and Eli's like, what are we doing, man? Like,
I did not. That's funny, though. All right, so Minnesota for Tim, Denver for Kyle and myself. Monday Night Football, game of the week.
Oh, some information for this one. This is the game where the Kelseys are meeting the Swifts.
Oh, I heard about that. The parents are finally meeting the parents.
They're meet the parents. Monday Night Football.
That's hilarious.
Ooh, this is a good matchup here. I'm gonna let Tim go first because I don't fucking know.
It sucks because I didn't even hear who was playing besides the Chiefs.
Chiefs and the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good game.
Eagles at Chiefs. Yes.
Monday night's gonna be a good football game to watch. I think my wife might be the first time my wife watched a football game.
Pretty tough.
It's a really tough one. You have the 8-1 Eagles against the 7-2 Chiefs. And even Vegas has it.
It's like a 2-point.
Kansas City -2.5. So it's damn near fucking a wash. I kind of like the Chiefs because this is a close game. Give me the home team. They've beat them before. The Chiefs defense is actually better this year than last year. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts is a little banged up. They're coming off a bye week, but there we go.
anytime that Taylor Swift's in attendance, Kelsey has a big game.
Yeah, and with the parents in attendance too.
Give me the Chiefs.
Kelsey's gonna fucking ball out Cleveland's finest. Give me the Chiefs. We're going clean sweep, I think, everybody.
I think so. Not many different picks this week.
Not many different picks. The make or breaks could be the spreads. That's the biggest one. And then that leads us to the main game, the DTR Cleveland Browns.
The main vein.
Yeah.
We didn't do our bets real quick. We knock them out real quick.
Oh yeah, sure. I forgot. I'm doing a 10 o'clock game, so I forgot about it. I'm doing the Cavs. So
am I.
let's do show the picks there, Tim. If you don't mind, you can put mine up. I forgot which ones I even picked, if I'm being honest. I think I took the Cavs money line. I took Jamari Grant to.
You built a parlay, right?
Yes, I did. I might have even had a different game. I think I threw another game in there too. Fuck, I completely forgot about it.
Who has a better record for Monday Night Wins?
Yeah, so my parlay, unfortunately, you guys cannot join me because I took the Mavericks, and that game's already at halftime, and the Mavericks are beating the fuck out of the Wizards. But I did take the Cleveland money line, I took the Mavericks money line, and I took Jeremy Grant to score 3 3-pointers, to hit 3 3-pointers. If you bet $10, you win 25. If you use, I believe that's on Barstool, but you can go on BetStamp. Feel free to download BetStamp, use it, go to our website.
Does it show the overall odds percentage? Like if you combine those three, like does it change to like a plus 200?
Yeah, it's up at the top. If we can scroll up a little bit, Tim, I don't know if you can.
It's all right.
You could show the top of the picture. Actually, I have the picture right here, Tim. You don't have to worry about it. It is plus 255 if you combine those 3 bets. So yeah, Tim got it right there. But yeah, go to what's the website again?
Barstool? Oh, you're talking about
no, for our links. I forgot what the website is. I completely forgot.
Some elite something.
No, it's something. I'll have it. Give me 1 second. I'll let Kyle show his pick, but that's what I'm going with right now. And then
is that what happened? Is that where ESPN came from and Barstool just converted to ESPN?
Yeah, because when I downloaded the ESPN app yesterday and I made it, and it goes, just log in with your Barstool account. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's weird. So my bet for tonight, I went with my trusty old over 3-point shots made. And this is for Mitchell. With Garland out tonight, someone's going to have to check those threes up. And I'm going to go with Mitchell to hit at least 4. Right now, plus 120 on Barstool is your best odds. I think right there, you bet 10, you'll win, 12? Basically is what the odds say.
Yeah.
So worth it. Put 20 on there if you want to, but it's I think he hits it. I think there's a good chance he hits it tonight. They are favored by I think 10 points tonight, aren't they? Yeah,
the Blazers are not very good. And Tim, what word did you say in the website? I thought of it while Kyle was talking.
I had said something elite.
You were close. It's signupexpert.com/TBB. That's what it is.
That's
so again,
close.
Expert elite. He had an E word in there, so I'm giving him that.
I knew it was an E.
I'm giving him partial points, everybody. I don't fuck around. I give that to him.
Samsonite, we were way off.
So give it a look if you haven't already, guys. Go to signupexpert.com/TBB and you can sign up for any app you want, and it's going to show you all the bonuses you can get. So do that right now. And also, if you guys go to Dead Threads, I've got my shirt on again. I wore it last Sunday.
He hasn't washed it.
I did wash it
because the Browns won. He hasn't washed it.
I will say I washed it just the way they describe it, though. They tell you put your shirt inside out, wash it on cold, and then dry it on low. So I did that, and it looks great. So after a wash, it looks fantastic. Actually, 2 washes because I wore it on Sunday, and
that's why Deshaun went down. It was your fault.
Because I wore a shirt with Myles Garrett. It had nothing to do with it, Tim. How dare you put that on me? Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. But yeah, so go to Dead Threads, use code JG. They also, I forgot to get a picture of it to Tim. I meant to. They are, as far as I know, they have 3 colored shirts. They have white,
that's racist,
beige, and they have black. So those are the shirt options that they have. However, for the Cleveland Browns, I think our shirt must be doing great because they've incorporated an extra color. They have a brown shirt now with this on it. It looks fucking sick. I have no questions about it buying it.
I'd have to buy it.
I meant to send a picture of it to Tim, but I forgot.
They have a different design other than what you have on right now.
No, for the Browns, this is the only one that they have.
So I don't want to buy the same shirt you have.
Unfortunately, that's all you can do. And it looks good on everybody, so feel free to get it. But yeah, so they do make it in a brown shirt now, and it's fucking sick. So I'm definitely going to be buying that. I meant to send a picture, but I forgot because I was busy today.
Nice.
So go to Dead Threads, use code JG at checkout, get 15% off. And then while you're at it, if you are a little short on cash, go to signupexpert.com/TBB, and then you can make some bets, win some money, take that money, use it on Dead Threads, and boom, what a fucking perfect combination you've got right there.
People's money.
That's how it is. And then whatever leftover change you have, hopefully you've got about $2.99, because you're going to go to the store and you're going to pick up a Buzzball, and you're going to do a talking about Buzzball on Sunday afternoon
He
with
did it,
us
folks. He wrapped it
after
all
we
together.
beat the fuck out of the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday afternoon with DTR. Let's go. I'm back on. I'm back in, everybody.
Back on the
I'm
Browns
back.
again, baby.
This buzz ball's kicking in. I got a little bit of a buzz going. I got a little sip right in there.
I'm not gonna lie, I did get a quick buzz like as soon as I drank it.
Absolutely got a quick.
Oh, you feel good. It gives you like a good hour of like
Jesus.
it's like a 5-hour energy, but it's just a
booster.
quick little boost of hour.
Except I can't take these at work. I mean, I could, but
Put it in your 5-hour energy cup,
Weird.
your little bottle.
Yeah, I could imagine taking one of those, and then my boss like, "You okay, Kyle? Yeah, perfect.
I feel good. just drink one of my.
All right, so now that you're
my
back on the
peach 5-hour
Browns,
energies.
why don't you let's talk about how the Browns are going to beat the shit out of the Steelers on Sunday?
Defense.
Yes.
As Robert says in the comments earlier today, defense wins championships, and that is no fucking lie. What helped the Browns last week more than anything get back in that game? Defense. We shut down Lamar Jackson for the most part in the second half. We turned it over. We made him turn it over. We returned a pick 6. We got sacks. The defense has to keep us in the game. The number one thing for that Monday night game, for those of you that remember when we played the Steelers, Deshaun looked like shit. Deshaun looked terrible.
The entire team did because they were defeated because of Chubb.
And yeah, 100%. And most people made the joke. Let's say, speaking of dead.
Speaking of DeMar Hamlin, let's talk about dead threads.
They do have a Buffalo shirt. Don't forget about it. You could get that if you want to wear it.
Oh
to
my God!
He's in
If
the
they have a
background.
Buffalo,
He's in the
like
background.
If you put a sport coat over it, you could wear that to DeMar Hamlin's funeral next time.
Heyo.
It'll be perfect.
What's better than dying once? Twice.
Dying twice, ladies and gentlemen. You could cheat death. He's got 9 lives like a cat. But the Browns face the Steelers on Sunday afternoon. DTR getting his first career start. It's not going to be easy because I'm also worried we're not going to have DeJuan Jones.
Still hurt, yeah.
So we're going to have to run the fuck out of the ball. It's not going to be easy because they have Cam
Florida
Hayward.
quietly had a nice game on Sunday.
Had a very good game. He
100
looked
yards.
great against a stout defense. So we're going to have to bring that same type of tenacity, and I think the team's going to get behind it now. I think now knowing Deshaun's out for the year, it's not going to be a morning of surprise like it was the last time we had DTR start. This team is going to come out there and they're going to say, fuck it. If the defense has to win, the defense is going to win us that game. There was the joke on the Monday night game that if the Browns in the second half would have just taken a knee and punted on every drive, we would have won the game because the Steelers had negative yards. Bring that same energy on Sunday. We're home. We better beat the fuck out of them, especially on defense. Offense is going to be a struggle. If we can just be smart with the ball, don't turn it over, get some field goals. I don't even need DTR to have a fucking career game. I just need him to be average.
Just move the ball down the
Don't
field.
turn it over. Be average. That's all I need out of you, and we can win this game.
Let's go with the hot hand, Njoku, who's been on fire the last couple games.
Yeah.
With catching the ball and getting that ball down the field.
Yep.
I got so fucking pumped up last week
When he took
that ball,
dragged the guy
just
with him.
dragged people 10 yards down the field. He
Yep.
just doesn't give up. But don't turn the ball over. And over under 3 sacks for Myles Garrett on Sunday.
Kenny Pickett gets rid of the ball very quickly. They game plan for that specifically. So this is going to be a game built by our secondary.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if Myles Garrett doesn't have a sack.
Okay. So no.
And that's the thing with Steeler fans because they don't actually know football. So they only compare stats when it's Browns against Steelers. And they love to go, TJ Watt's better. Look at what he did against the Browns. It's because Kenny Pickett gets rid of the ball in like a half a second because he knows how fucking good Myles Garrett is.
Yeah.
So their game plan is drop back, throw. So that's where the defenders need to just pick that apart. And they did that. We looked so fucking good against them on Monday Night Football. It was just an unfortunate Nick Chubb night and turnover night on the offense.
Yeah, we
that
were
cost us.
mentally defeated before we even beat on the field.
100%.
We just
I mean,
couldn't get it together. But I agree. Defense, interceptions.
like the Steelers, literally, they statistically speaking, they suck. They get out gained yardage wise against every team. They just find ways to win at the end, little quick things they get lucky with. So just avoid stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Don't turn the fucking ball over. Play your dominant defense. Be smart on offense. Get some field goals. Maybe get a couple rushing touchdowns. Kareem Hunt really needs to show up. That's the other thing. We didn't have Kareem Hunt in the first matchup with them. Now he's here. Let's just win this game, guys. You're the better team. I understand we do not have Deshaun Watson, but I've said this all along. Overall, our roster is better than the Steelers. We should win this game.
So you're taking the Steelers.
So give me Pittsburgh plus minus the points. No, I'm just kidding. No, I will say that today at work when they announced the injury to Deshaun, the Steelers were still plus
You don't-
1.5.
you don't give them the ball, Jason. I know. It's a
And-
joke, probably.
How do we stop? Yeah, exactly. Just don't turn it over. You got to be smart with the ball. Screen plays, but be on the lookout because they play those very well. TJ Watt gets in passing lanes very well.
He is very known to back up and catch those.
100%. So just be smart. Don't turn the fucking ball over. That's the number one thing. Protect the ball. If you're about to take a sack, just fucking tuck it and take the sack. Live for the next play. Don't fumble.
Let's be honest. Kevin Stefanski draws up some pretty pretty sick screens. He does plan well. He does run some pretty creative plays to get people in open field. And once we get an open field, then we're gone. You know.
I also like to think that DTR is a better quarterback than PJ Walker. DTR was a 5th round draft pick. PJ Walker, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was an undrafted free agent. PJ Walker's bounced around from team to team. DTR, again, was a coveted draft pick that other teams would have taken. I like to think he's considered to have more talent than PJ Walker, so let's get that out of him. Just don't turn it over. You're in good shape. Don't turn the fucking ball over.
You're at home. You're not going against a hostile crowd, so it should be all in your favor on Sunday. Give me the Browns by a touchdown.
I agree. I mean, it could be a close game. Could be a one-possession game. Just fucking win the game. Big game for Moore on Sunday. I would love that, Robert, but I'm not putting anything into our receiving core. I am not expecting to throw the ball a ton. But then again, I could be mistaken. Kevin Stefanski doesn't fuck around. In the beginning of the games, Kevin Stefanski likes to throw the ball because his MO is score a bunch of points and then make the other team try to beat our defense. That's our bread and butter offense. So if we come out and we're throwing the ball a lot in the first quarter, don't act surprised, guys. Kevin Stefanski has done that his entire tenure with the Cleveland Browns. But Browns fans don't understand that because, again, sometimes I wonder if they're watching the same game. I don't fucking understand it. But let's beat the fuck out of them. Let's make the Steel City running lates cry tears. I don't want to see them shoving cigars in their fucking cock holes. And I want the Browns to embarrass them. And I'm not going to lie. I watched Steel City last week. It was, I mean this.
I missed it.
In the nicest way possible. It was very boring. I turned it on for a little bit, and it was just Chipper and Dave going back and forth. That was me being nice. It's me constructive criticism. The show was fucking boring.
They missed that third guy. I know.
No, they don't. They just need to like come up with better things to talk about. It's just them complaining about the offense.
Comedy part of the show.
They're like, yeah, we need to. Deontay Johnson's got to catch some more balls, and then they just keep going. Matt Canada's play calling is not great, and then. Yeah, George Pickens, they want him to be a number 1 wide receiver. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I was listening to it. I was washing the dishes, and I'm like, click, turn that shit off. I had to put something else on. I was falling asleep.
Watch the Women's Health Summit?
I did not, unfortunately. I was watching the game in Germany, the football game. I put that on instead.
Yeah, of course it did. That's what it's called, right?
I was just bored though. I love the guys with Steel City. I've been on their show a bunch of times. I do watch their show weekly, but this week was just a very boring episode. I did not find myself entertained at all. But you can check that out on 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Hopefully you've had your morning coffee and you can stay awake for the whole 2 hours because I could not. And then on Monday, there is nothing at Redline Radio. It's an open night. Tim gets to go out and do some comedy. It's awesome. Tuesday nights, though, Timbuktu is back in the lab, and he is here from 6 to 8 with Timbuktu Tuesdays, live on location with Gary Wenner from 6 to 10, exclusively RedlineRadioLLC.com. And check out Broad Street South from 8 to 9. Wednesdays, of course, you've got the Kings of Redline Radio, I should say, talking about balls, 7 to 9. Check us out. You're already here. You know what the drill is. That guy Dub from 3 to 4 on Thursday afternoons. Check him out. The man, the myth, the legend. And then, of course, we're going to give great vibes to Lex Vegas, who was in the hospital last week. I think he'll be back this week, right?
He will be.
Vegas will be back. Make sure you check in on Thursday night from 7 to 8. I almost said tap in. Is that a thing? You could say tap in?
Yeah, you can say tap in.
I'm going to do that. Make sure you tap in with Lex Vegas on Thursday night from 7 to 8. You like that? Robert's rubbing off on me, bro. 7 to 8. Check him out. Give him some good vibes.
He might accuse you of sexual harassment.
No, I didn't say we're going to tap anybody. I said we're tapping in. That's it. So check that out. Tune into the Lex Vegas show. Send him some good vibes. Tell him hello. And then check out Broad Street South from 8 to 9. And then on Fridays, we have nothing. Thank God. And on Saturdays, you can wake up early with Unscripted from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. with Dave and Adam and Chipper. And sometimes they have guests. Sometimes you don't even know which hosts are going to be there. You never know. And then TMI, Too Much Information from 5 to 8. That 3-hour show, man, that's ballsy. Ballsy. I love it, though.
Yeah. They fill the 3 hours.
And I was going to say, they have a nice group of people. They keep it going. They have good topics. So that 3 hours works perfectly. And comedy and cocktails with Jen from 8:30 to 9:30 rounds out the Redline Radio show schedule. The rumors are there are some shows coming. I don't believe there was an asphalt show this week. Was that a one and done thing?
I honestly don't know. Okay. I didn't even know it was a one thing. So
yeah, true. I guess we'll find more out about that another time. It's not on the board, so I'm not talking about it, I guess, for right now. And we have officially reached. Oh, wait, I didn't even get everybody's picks. I'm going Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going Cleveland.
We got a clean sweep. Probably should have asked.
Fuck the Steelers.
Who's tapping? I mean, who's pegging?
Robert's getting horny over there. We are not talking about balls after dark tonight, Robert, so don't do that. Without further ado, though, let's get into just the tip. Let our man Timbuktu. I think you're giving us a double tipping.
DP.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
And they're both on Sunday. Sunday night.
The Lord's Day.
Right. Shout out to Spike Lee putting on. Hold on, I'm getting a.
Tim's currently outside.
I'm getting a lot of static. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Cousins night up at the I think we're gonna do it at the B side. Okay, so it's gonna be at the B side.
How fitting that it's the same day as the Browns play the Steelers, because they have Cousins night all the time in Pittsburgh.
That's hilarious.
They just do it in a very different way.
That's hilarious. From it says 6 to midnight. I won't be there the whole time, only because I'm going to be at the Battleground.
Fuck yeah. And Steeler fans go from 6 to midnight when they see their Cousins also. So how fitting again.
All this work. I mean,
it really does go right together.
It's a comedy show and after party, which I'm excited to go, at least, to see, be a part of it a little bit. I might even get on stage. From Saturday, I gained some fans and they bought tickets to this show, hoping that I would be there. So I don't want to let them down.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah. So, not just because of me, but all the comedians that were on that stage will also be there, except I think Jin. But everybody else will be there, and maybe Ulysses. Ulysses might not be there. But it was a great time, and I'm glad that the people are coming out for that. The Cousins night, and then right after the Cousins night, I'm going to host the Battleground. That one is going to be at Exquisite Lounge in Maple Heights. And this is the Battleground 6. This could be the 5th time MV Jazzo wins. Shout out to Big Jazzo.
She's going for the 6th.
Is that her?
No, that's not her. That's the headliner, Florida B. She's just doing a performance. Obviously the MV Jazzo is a competitor. She's the champ. So she's not a competitor. She is the champ. Excuse me.
That's fair. Yeah, she earned it. You earned that title.
She did just win 2 OEAs. So shout out to Big Jazzo. And it's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a lot of performances there. I know Arthur Zara is gonna be there, who's a big buddy. That's one of my homies. I actually got the host for him a little bit at Dakota last week. I just did a couple jokes. Actually, I did one joke and it was a new joke. So
did it go well?
It went fantastic. Made it up on stage. Okay. I mean, it was a real life situation, but I made it funny.
Hey, that's all that matters.
And he will be there, to my knowledge, competing. Shout out to Salvino, he's gonna be there. I'm trying to get my homie Louis J a part of it, but it's gonna be a great time, man. It's always a good time when it's that many performances going on at one time. It's a nice place. Location's right next to Sub City, which has great food. So come on out, man. Make it to one of these shows. I got one in Cleveland Heights and one in Maple Heights. So, I'm trying to get away from the bullets.
I don't blame you one bit.
Maybe no OEs there. But yeah, man, that's my tip.
Fuck yeah, dude. Check those out for sure. Give Tim some love, everybody.
Come on, man. Come on out.
Go check out that Battleground.
We love
Tim. Who doesn't love Tim? Let's be honest.
My tip, pretty simple. Show I watched before I went on Vegas vacation, actually. It's on Netflix. It's called Sly, which obviously gives it away. It's about Arnold Schwarzenegger, clearly.
It's about Dolph Lundgren.
But it talks about the life and history of Sylvester Stallone. It talks about his upbringing, where he grew up, what he did when he was younger, how he wanted to get into movies, talks about the struggle, which, I mean, everyone who's followed Rocky kind of knows the struggle of how hard it was to get Rocky going. They didn't want him to play Rocky. They wanted him to sell it to them so they could put somebody else in the role. And he said, nope, fuck you. It's me or no one. And he made it happen. And obviously the rest is history. But it goes to talk about how he made, this whole entire trilogy, whatever you want to call it, a long movie.
Just a franchise,
franchise. And then he went on to make the Rambo franchise, and he went on to make the Expendables franchise. And it just talks about some of the struggles he had growing up. It talks about the competition between him and Arnold back in the 80s of best action hero type movie and stuff. But it's an hour and it's a movie. It's not a series. It's an hour and a half movie. It's worth watching. I mean, I've always been a fan of Sylvester Stallone. I think his first two, the Rocky 1, Rocky 2, and Rocky 4 are my favorite by far. Rocky 6, though, the one where he's older and he's fighting Tarver, the
Rocky Balboa movie, yes, I think it's called.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought that was a hell of a story and a hell of a movie.
I remember hating it. I only saw it once.
Really?
I saw it in theaters. And I hated it.
I liked the story. I liked whatever. It was really good for me. And then obviously Creed came of that, another new franchise. But it's worth watching. It's a good watch, quick watch. If you ever been into any Sylvester Stallone stuff, I know I think I might have talked about it before, but Arnold also has a series on Netflix too.
Yeah,
talks about Arnold's history of movies. So check both of them out. I mean, they're worth watching.
Absolutely, I will check that out for sure. That's interesting. That the best part that you said is that they made it an hour and a half instead of like a fucking 6-parter. Like they always make documentaries so goddamn long. One hour and a half, knock it out, done. Perfect.
The cool thing about that is he was playing old video, like old cassette tapes of like early interviews.
Oh, really?
With like New York Times when he was being interviewed about the Rocky movie. And he says, I couldn't say it back then, but Rocky was meant to be and always was meant to be a love story. That's it. It was a love story.
Adrian!
It wasn't meant to be like the boxing thing that it turned into be. He goes, I wrote it with the impression that it was a love story. And him being a boxer was second to that story.
He's like, I just wanted a movie where I could fucking show off my abs. And little did I know the boxing was going to take a whole new life.
I feel like the love definitely pulled out of that movie. Like,
yeah, like the most famous line is "Cut me, Mick" and Adrian. So I think the love fits.
Yeah. So it's a good show or a good movie. Watch it if you get a chance.
I will definitely check that out. Mine is also a movie. My recommendation. It's one that I watched with the missus over the weekend. Finally got around to seeing it. It is Saw X, Saw 10, if you will, whatever you want to call it. This one takes place in between the first and second Saw movie. It goes back in time a little bit. And it plays between what and what? The original and the second.
Really?
Yeah. So spoiler alert for anybody out there that's never seen them. The main guy in the movie, I forgot his name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
He in the movies dies. They kill off his character. And in this one, it's taking place while he was still alive. So I won't spoil anything. He finds out that he has his cancer. It's terminal. And he then hears about a place you can go where they will perform a procedure that's not legal in the United States or whatever. You have to travel far away and spend a shitload of money, and they can perform the surgery and they make you better. And he goes and does that. And this is not spoiling anything. It's literally in the IMDb description of the movie. It'll tell you this. He wakes up from his brain surgery, checks in the mirror, realizes they didn't actually perform any type of surgery. They just ripped him off, took his money, and they fucking skipped town. So him being Jigsaw goes after these people and makes it a pretty cool fucking thing. And
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Some things go south while they're locked up. It introduces some people that you may remember from the Saw franchise. It explains a little bit of things.
This is a way to keep his character going. It's crazy.
For why he was who he was. And it was really cool. They brought him back. It made it feel a little more original, and it made it feel like the nostalgic that he's the main guy doing this again. And it wasn't like all the other Saws where you're in Saw 6 and there's some weird twist where you're like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he controlling the Saw stuff now? I don't even know who this guy is.
It get weird at the end of
they got very, very bad as the series went on.
So can I watch this without have seen like 5 on?
100%.
Okay.
Those movies are not even in existence when you watch this movie.
If you watched 1, you can watch this. It sounds like
if you've seen 1, 2, and 3, you can watch this movie and you'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
You'll recognize all the characters and everything like that. So definitely check it out. It's cool. You guys know me. I love horror movies, so I watch this. I will say one movie. I have a recommendation of something to not turn on, and I don't do this often. Old Dads. The Bill Burr movie on Netflix.
I saw that. I didn't watch it, but I saw it.
I turned it on because I was like, I like Bill Burr, so let me check this out. It's probably funny. He got a Netflix movie. I'm sure it's going to be good. I don't do this often. I turned it off with 40 minutes left in the movie.
40 minutes.
It's a long fucking movie too. It's like almost 2 hours long. Tara and I were watching it, and like it finally hit a point where I paused it, and I'm like, oh my God, there's 40 minutes left of this. And she's like, this movie fucking blows. And I'm like, yeah, it sucks. So I'm like, you want to call it? She's like, yeah, call it. So I just fucking turned it off. We were done. If you remember the movie with, you might like it then now, actually, now that I think about it, the Jonah Hill Ice Cube movie.
Oh,
on Netflix.
Oh,
no, not Ice Cube. I'm sorry. Eddie Murphy. Yeah, it was Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill. The one on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
that's like super woke, and they use every fucking joke and reference in the book to like be like.
I just like Eddie Murphy, but yeah, I get it.
So that's what this movie is. They use every reference to just like, for everybody. Like in the movie, like his son goes to preschool and he takes him and they're like, you're not allowed to do that. And it's about his feelings. And like, they just really overdo like how fucking weird California people can be. And like, it was just too much. It got to the point where we're both like, what the fuck? Like
really? Okay.
Every scene is something like that. It got bad. I turned it off. I will
watch it then. It was something I was like, I'll put in the back burner and come back to it.
I thought the same thing. I thought this was, I now that Halloween's over, I'm like, fuck it, I can get back to watching regular movies again. So I'm like, I want to watch some comedies. I'm in a comedy mood, and turn that on.
Just didn't do it for you.
Did not do it, dude. I was fucking not feeling it. So don't waste your time with that one personally.
I now know not to watch it.
Did not like it. That's gonna do it for everybody. Everybody good?
We are good. I'm good. Great show. Very morning of a show.
Yeah, it was a little depressing in the beginning, but we were able to turn it on. That's what we do. I appreciate everybody for checking in on the comments and laughing along with us and having fun. That's all we can do, guys. I mean, injuries happen. They suck. They came out of left field, but the show goes on. The Browns have to continue and play the rest of their season. They still have.
You got to play the game.
They've got what?
9
games left. Yeah, they've got 9 games left. You have to continue the season. We are still in playoff contention.
8 games. Sorry.
Yeah. So fuck it, guys. Let's not throw in the towel. Let's go, baby. Let's full Rocky. Adrian, let's go.
I love you.
We are not throwing in the towel. The Browns are ready to rock and roll. Let's support DTR. Let's get behind this team. I know a lot of you guys are going to have trouble supporting DTR because he is an African American, and you guys for some reason have a problem with that, which we established, and I don't agree with. But let's fucking go Browns. Let's win a football game. Let's beat up on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and let's talk about buzzballs next week. How's that sound with everybody?
Sounds great to me.
I love buzzballs.
Who doesn't, dude? They're so fucking good. We're gonna have to get Tim a new flavor.
Might have to be a malt liquor
week
again if we beat the Steelers.
If we beat the
Steelers, I'm down for malt liquor.
Always for everybody. Let's do it. But with that being said, go Browns. We'll talk to you guys again next Wednesday night. We're going to do a shorter show because it is right before the holidays. So we're going to do 7 to 8:30.
So that means I have to chug my OE.
And yeah, we're going to have to really drink
Actually, we might be drinking next week anyways because it's the day before Thanksgiving.
It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Tradition's tradition.
100%. You got to do what you got to do. But on behalf of everybody at Talking About Balls, Cleveland, this was for you. See you guys.